So it has been 5+ years, 1,876 days since his last win. Has his day finally arrived?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2:05 starting time. Please welcome the 2007 and 2009 FedEx Cup champion and two-time winner of the Tour Championship from Jupiter, Florida. Please welcome Tiger Woods.
Ticket sales here at East Lake up 30% since last Thursday. They sold tickets last night, which is a big, rare thing to have happen here. And that guy has put this place in a frenzy in this final round. Two-time FedEx Cup champion. There's been a lot of conjecture when this next win is going to be. It may not be one of this big a magnitude, but he's right in the crosshairs for the Tour Championship and all the possibilities of a FedEx Cup title as well.
Narrow fairway, 25 yards. This will show a lot where his nerves are right now.
Just a low, blistered fade right in the middle.
Just like yesterday.
Now on the first tee, the 2016 FedEx Cup champion from Northern Ireland. Please welcome Rory McIlroy.
And there's no doubt that Rory can deal with big crowds and lots of noise. We saw that on display a couple of years ago at the last Ryder Cup when he was in that epic match with Patrick Reed. In fact, these two are headed to Paris for another little rematch in the Ryder Cup after this Tour Championship is settled.
Starts up the right, high draw, just bombed. Very good.
Leads the Tour in driving distance, even though he's not a big guy at all. 320 on the average for the season, which is crazy.
And that's what you're talking about, Johnny. He just airmailed Tiger's tee shot by a long ways. Up ahead at the first from just off the green is Rose for birdie. So it'll be a much better start for Rose today on the Sunday than it was yesterday. Par for him to remain at 9 under. And let's check in again with Thomas, who has had an adventure at the 5th. Hit it over the hedge, hit it short, then to this point, and he salvages a 4 out of that.
That's what Tiger has done this week so well. Being #1 in putting, is he's scrambling has been wonderful.
Back to the second, David.
And Paul Casey. He's hit a beautiful shot in here. It's the par 3. This for birdie. Your rhythmic putting stroke there, nice and smooth. So Casey now moves into a tie for 4th.
And Stanley for birdie at the first. Playing that big break.
Yeah. Man, that looked good, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. So this was the scene before Tiger and Rory teed off. We'll see what happens today. We'd like to thank prop partners Coca-Cola and Southern Company for their support of this Tour Championship, 12th edition of the Tour Championship in these FedEx Cup playoffs at East Lake. And we talked about the crowds and how big they are, just swarming around the home of Bobby Jones on this warm final round Sunday just outside Atlanta. A great scene indeed it is. Tiger just out on the course with Rory McIlroy, and they both hit beautiful drives, but Roger Maltby, Tiger was outdriven pretty significantly at this opening hole.
24 yards by our count, but beautifully positioned. And Tiger's really not hit the ball as hard off the tee this week as we've seen other weeks, but more accurately, which on this course is huge.
Well, this is definitely not a birdie hole today, Roger. Only one birdie so far, and the closest shot all day is 15 feet with that tough hole location.
Yeah, tucked over there in the right. Tiger's got 164 coming up the hill here now.
But he knows how to cut it, I can tell you that.
Well, this is an 8-iron.
Well, that might just be the closest.
That is the closest. Nice shot, Tiger.
Couldn't be much better of a start.
On the second, Justin Rose has 5 iron. That's one more than most.
Another pulled iron shot.
Yeah. That one finds the bunker. Not a lot of room to work with there. Back at the first.
So let's see how the long bomber answers Tiger.
Should be fine. Drives went the wrong way. Yeah.
Look at the driving distance between McIlroy and Woods.
Just can't go in that right bunker. I know that.
He's got 140 here and a little bit touch of breeze against here.
Still had that 155 in it.
Left of the hole.
Yeah, not his best shot, but right hole locations are not his best friend.
All right, taking more commercial breaks right now than usual because we want to make sure that we go commercial free down the stretch of this thing for the last few hours, which we plan to do with Tiger in the hunt for his first win in 5 years. Rory McIlroy first to play for birdie at the first. Raj.
This downhill and quick. Pretty big slicer to the right. Just trying to feed the right speed on this one.
Yeah, just want to get down there and get your par. He'll start breaking pretty hard now. Very similar to the putt that Rose hit. He leaves himself a dead straight uphill second putt, which is a good leave.
Well, everywhere you go on the golf course, I was on the practice tee today, he just shows up. Huge standing ovation for him, and this was the scene as he came up to the first green just a moment ago. Talking to him last night, there's no doubt about it, Johnny. He has really reveled in this support. It's a different kind of admiration this time around for Tiger. Rory's in for par, and so Tiger with another chance to get this putter going in a hurry like he did yesterday, Raj.
Well, I really thought the opening tee shot was really a huge test for him, and he answered that. And of course, brilliant approach here underneath the hole. Perfect leave. Uphill, might go a little right to left, and this would be off to a flying start, Johnny.
Yeah, 10-footer straight up the hill. You know, I mean, he could maybe it's inside the whole putt if he hits it with any kind of solid pace. And I don't really see him missing this, to be honest.
It's that trusty putter that won 13 of his 14 majors. It was benched for a little while earlier in the season, but he got it back in the bag, and he has been red hot with it.
He was red hot the first 7 holes yesterday, 6 under. That's the way to show how your nerves are. 3 perfect shots.
Looks a lot like yesterday. Although this is the final round, this is when it's all on the line, and Tiger pipes his drive, cuts a beautiful approach in there to 10 feet, and just buries it. To 13 under, 4 clear now.
Watch the gallery, folks.
Well, we've called him the greatest front runner this sport has ever seen, but it has been a while. But it is off to a great start for Tiger, up at the second.
And Bones is there. Did Justin find the upslope in the bunker there? That's a heck of a shot he's hit.
Yeah, he caught the upslope, and that was about as good as he could do to get to this point. But he's got to respect the speed here. This is one of these putts. You've got to decide whether you're going to jam it in and risk knocking it by, or float it down there and let the break take it to the hole.
That's a great up and down. The world's #1. He stays 4 back.
And over here at the 4th, Tony Finau has this downhill right to left breaking putt. Just over 15 feet, chance to get to 6 under. Very few players, Johnny, been playing any better than this man. 17 of his last 18 rounds have been in the 60s.
That is a great finish to the season.
It certainly is. As we go back to the 2nd.
And a look from behind the green, just through that swarm of people back there on the tee. Tiger and Rory. And Tiger with no coach. Interesting. Lee Trevino once said that he would never take a lesson from anyone that couldn't beat him. And well, if Tiger were to adopt that, that would be a very short list of coaches.
It was pretty short for Trevino too.
It was.
For that matter. 6 iron here for Tiger. Right of the hole at the center of the green.
Dead flushed.
Yep.
Good shot. Little baby draw. So he's hitting the shots that goes to the different hole locations. Great hole location for Rory here. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, likes to move it right to left, so I would think this is one to be comfortable with.
Rory with a 6 iron.
And it is hot out there.
It is hot and humid.
We'll go a long ways today.
Especially off this guy's club face.
Yes.
Wiping the sweat from his eyes there.
Come on, Rory.
Setting up for the draw.
And it's moving right to left and just left of the hole.
Oh boy, and he absolutely flattened that. And it has disappeared in there like a field mouse. Not a great spot there for Rory. Tiger at the first. What a start.
Back at East Lake in Atlanta, the Tour Championship final round. Tiger Woods with a birdie at the first has extended his lead to 4 shots. Joined now by the Executive Vice President of FedEx, Don Collard. And we do this every single year, Don, and it seems like it gets better each and every year.
Certainly never gets tired.
Like
we were saying earlier, it's like a fine wine. It gets better every year, and it's just how we drew it up 12 years ago when we thought about the FedEx Cup and what it could eventually develop into. And this place is electric today. It's absolutely amazing. Think about it. You have the Olympic gold medalist in Justin Rose, Rory McIlroy chasing Tiger Woods. It's going to be one heck of a Sunday.
All right, let's go back out to the action at the second. Rory McIlroy, a little bit long and left off the tee at the par 3. See what kind of touch he has around the greens, and it is exquisite. Nicely done there by Rory. Back out with you, Don. And FedEx with a great partnership with the PGA Tour. Some changes were announced earlier this week by the commissioner of the PGA Tour, Jay Monahan. What does FedEx think of it?
We're excited. We're really excited about the changes, not only in this event next year. It's really about simplification. Let's keep it simple. We'll have one champion on the 18th green, one trophy, one check. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, Steve, we also like the changes in the rest of the schedule in the season. We love the fact that Memphis is going to be a stop for the World Golf Championship, get an opportunity to showcase our wonderful city of Memphis, and more importantly, St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which will be the primary beneficiary. So we're really excited about what's going to happen here next year. We're going to move it forward, get away from football, and then all the exciting things that are happening in Memphis and our community next year. That's why we're part of golf.
Always great to spend some time with you, Don. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Great to see you.
A lot of momentum with FedEx and the PGA Tour. Let's go back out to the action at the second.
Well, Tiger feeling the heat. He does. He perspires a lot. Keeps himself filled up with fluids all day long. You see him taking a drink.
I was talking to him last night, David. He says he's lost 5 pounds here this week.
Wouldn't surprise me.
As he left the interview, he was on his way to a workout.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Up the hill, better than 30 feet, probably 35 feet. This is a slow one. You're just trying to get the pace right.
in the center. It's all right. To 3.
Justin Rose hitting from the semi-rough to that front pin. This is going to be difficult to get it anywhere close to the hole. Oh, he plays a wonderful shot, but there she runs back. So an unlikely putt for birdie, but they can go in from anywhere, we've learned. Back to 2.
Tiger has already tapped in. That's left to center, and no problem there for Rory. Stays 4 back. Ahead to 5.
And Dustin Johnson for a birdie. You can see him projected in that 6th position. Dustin Johnson coming in the 4th spot in that coveted top 5. Hasn't exactly had his A game in these playoffs, but a nice birdie for DJ, former #1 player in the world, taken over now by Justin Rose, who's 4 back along with Rory after another good start by Tiger.
Tiger on the 3rd tee, wisely laying up just a long iron, definite birdie hole. He made 3 here yesterday in that incredible run. 6 of the first 7 holes in birdies yesterday, and that is perfect. If you want to get it close, you've got to put it in the fairway here at 3, and this is up ahead at the green. Justin Rose with a big swinger to the right for birdie. I was out this morning putting on the greens, and that is just almost impossible to match the break and the speed. Back on the tee now, Rory. Birdie here all 3 days. All right, both of the players in good position. And Justin Thomas, it's in the rough, but he's got a good angle. He's going to try to chase something back there. Does it. What a shot. Can't be aggressive from the rough. You just are playing defense. So it's about fairways and greens here today for every player in the field. Up ahead at the green here at 3. Kyle Stanley for his par bones.
Yeah, his birdie putt took a good look, but just peeled off right at the end. Great leave, though, just a couple feet up the hill.
So the Clemson product from Gig Harbor, Washington. 6 under.
And over at the 5th, here's Tony Finau for 2 in a row.
He was a little right.
So Finau trying to keep his hopes alive of getting by Justin Rose, who's in that tie for 2nd now, and keeping his hopes alive of winning it all.
Tony's got to get hot with the putter today, shooting the mid-60s.
Yep, he's still got plenty of time to get it going. Today's coverage is brought to you by Chrome Soft from Callaway. You've never played a ball like this. By FedEx, possibilities, what we deliver by delivering. And by Pacific Life, experience the power of the Pacific. Aerial coverage presented by Club Gloves TRS Ballistic, #1 in professional golf and the new standard in American-made luggage. Right down to that 3rd hole we go.
Rory now staring this down for a long time, Roger.
Yeah, got 146 yards down the hill. The hole cut on just 5 paces, and Rory had to wait for a little bit for a lot of people to move behind the green to go ahead with the next group. So just a slight delay here, just a wedge.
You saw the graphic, 6 under on holes 2 and 3 so far this week. So Rory's been off to quick starts every round.
Not his best.
No, it's going to be a fast putt. We'll jump ahead to 7. Justin Thomas for his birdie. That close for the defending FedEx Cup champion. And we go back to the 3rd for Tiger with his 2nd shot. Birdie yesterday, 2 pars. But this is a good one here. He's got to spin this one, Raj.
Yeah, 116 down the hill here, and this is a lob wedge. Full lob wedge. This should spin.
Ball's going farther than the guys think because it's so hot right now.
Yeah, that's the smart side for Tiger, especially at this point with a 4-shot cushion. On the third green, McIlroy with a cautious putt for birdie.
And down the slope here. Got to be careful with speed.
Boy, that's fast.
Yeah, it's quick. That's the one thing Tiger said yesterday, the incredible run that he had the first 6 of 7. Yesterday, he said he left the ball in the proper spot. He could be aggressive putting up the slopes. And he had a few cross slopes, but that's the difference between having a chance to make a run like Tiger did is if you put the ball underneath the hole. If you're above the hole here at East Lake, you're just guessing.
Yeah, you're on the defense. If you get it behind the hole most places here, and it's one of the beauties of this golf course and the design of the greens, Peter, is a lot of times it is really hard to play to a place underneath the hole. It's a very small area.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of putts from this area, and everybody has missed it to the right. This from 19 feet. Roger, Tiger has made 100 feet of putts in each of the first 3 rounds. Only player in the field to do that. Take a look how much break he's playing here.
When you're making putts, you're reading the greens well, huh, Roger?
It's a big part of it.
There's been plenty of break.
Yeah, nobody has read that properly. Everybody misses low. Solid 4. That's all he needs. He's going to have to make everybody else come to him. That's his mindset right now. Just put the ball in the fairway off the tee, put it on the green. If someone's going to go crazy, they'll catch him, but he doesn't want to come back to the pack. Now McIlroy for his par. Solid. Not the quick starts we've seen from McIlroy so far this week at the Tour Championship, but a lot of holes remaining. And we'll move over to the 4th. Good look at the hole location there today. Tucked in just over that gaping bunker that guards the front left portion of the green, so not an easy hole to get close to. And consequently, we've only seen a handful of birdies here so far today. Rose ready to play his second.
147 yards up the hill into the wind, and these guys are dealing with all kinds of pressure out here today. Not just their standing in the tournament in the FedEx Cup, but also the ovations that Tiger is getting behind them when he makes putts and hits fairways. This ball blocked to the right of the pin.
Yeah, really has not hit many quality shots yet so far today. Was saying that Johnny, sometimes he gets a little short with his backswing, his turn, and doesn't finish it. And when he does, it causes him some issues. Let's take a look at this par 4. The tees are moved up today. The hole playing just 440 yards, some 36 yards shorter than it played in yesterday's 3rd round, but it is straight uphill the entire way. Some 32 feet from fairway up to green. Really do need to hit the fairway here. Fairway bunkers down the left, not a good place to play from. And as we mentioned, the hole location tucked in over that deep bunker, front left. And Roger, from this up tee, I think a little bit easier driving hole.
No question. They can take it past the bunker on the left, and it makes the chute ahead of them wider because they're closer to it. So Little bit easier driving home, but still, the fairway got no larger. You've got to get it in it.
Well, he has driven it beautifully here. He's hit the fairway each of the first 3 rounds. And he's played the hole in 2 pars and 1 birdie.
Aiming right a little bit.
This is going right. This is headed trees.
Yeah, that's a good call there, John. That was just gets into the primary cut of rough. He looked like he was aimed right where that ball started.
Yep.
All right, McIlroy next.
The bunker on the left's got no chance.
Well, he should be able to fly it past both with this tee up. I guess we're going to find out.
Left rough.
Yeah, but it got a great bounce, and it is sitting up very nicely.
So Tiger Woods began the day with a 3-shot lead. It is now 4 as we take a moment to check in with our update studio.
Here at 4, Justin Rose, a lengthy putt for birdie, just under 30 feet. And a pretty good swing to his left. All right, good speed. That'll be an easy par, and 4 is not a bad score on what has been the second most difficult hole on the course. And we'll move over to the par 4 8th, which has been the most difficult hole here this week. Justin Thomas. Second shot after a massive drive of over 320 yards. There's a slope there. Oh, and he utilizes it beautifully. So Justin Thomas with about 7 feet left and a chance to reach 6 under par. We go back to 6.
Dustin Johnson, and this for eagle. 2 eagles so far here today, and that one looks a little limp. Yeah, I've seen very few putts come up short all week.
Well, a reminder that you can track your players, the PGA Tour's ultimate prize, by following along with the updated FedEx Cup points only on PGATour.com. Again, the Tour Championship at stake here, the FedEx Cup at stake. Tiger Woods with a 4-shot lead. Justin Rose right now in the position to win it all. We'll be keeping you apprised of the scenarios throughout the day.
Exactly. Yeah. More. You know what I mean? Okay, I got you, bud.
Tiger looking at his lie there, and it is not an easy shot to hit this green from the right rough, Roger. Players have hit it just about 25% of the time.
Yeah, sitting down 180, or excuse me, 174 up the hill.
Yeah, and it's just so difficult to control the direction coming out of that stuff. 2.5 inches of Bermuda rough, ball nestles down. That is the first green that Tiger has missed in holes 1 through 6 this entire week. All right, McIlroy with a good break. Ball looks to be sitting up.
It's sitting great. You could hit a 3-wood off of this. Just 132 left.
Go. Go.
Just must have hit it high in the face because it came up real soft.
Oh, that is going to be lucky to not bury. Yeah, okay. No, it turned out all right, and you could hear McIlroy say it was sitting up so high, I hit it right off the top of the club. Not an easy up and down from there. We go to number 5.
And Justin Rose on the tee, 446-yard par 4.
Heavily tree-lined downhill.
Left. All left.
And that could be trouble there.
Way left for Rose.
He needs a good break here. He had some good ones yesterday on the wayward shots off the tee.
And back to 8.
And Justin Thomas, the defending FedEx Cup champion, trying to get it to 6 under, and does. So remember, he still has a chance if he can somehow get past Justin Rose Rose in trouble perhaps there at the 5th. This could get interesting, Dan.
Yes, it is. And Tiger's rise has been amazing in so many different ways. As you just take a look at the world golf rankings, and less than a year ago, the spot he occupied there, almost 1200th on the list, and then just chipping away slowly but surely, getting into contention for the first time for real at the Valspar earlier this year. And this just continued good play, especially in the major championships, all the way up entering this week in the 21st position. And he could climb to as high as 13th in the official world golf ranking today with a win today. So he could just continue this meteoric rise back up to the near the top.
He's looking really good. He's due for a win, and the golf world is just with bated breath hoping today is the day.
Well, every aspect of his game has been good this week, John, and sand saves no different. 6 of 7 so far this week.
Might come up short.
Get in the hole!
Yeah, good call. Good news is he's underneath the hole and leaves himself an uphill putt. Hard to carry the ball that far off a little bit of an uphill lie, isn't it, Johnny?
Yeah, the uphill lie makes it harder to get a ball to the hole, to an uphill green.
All right, McIlroy's shot now, Raj.
Certainly the tougher of the 2 bunker shots. Not much green to work with, and the first part of the green kind of slopes away into the right.
Oh, it sounded like it was hit heavy. Had a kind of a muffled sound. Work left for him to make par. We go to 9.
And Justin Thomas on the tee, looking down the hill, 201 yards today.
Got the left hole location just over a little tier there. It's a pretty dangerous hole location if you get past the hole.
And it's got a lot of back to front tilt, and that's a good position for Thomas to take a crack at birdie. Back to 6.
And another eagle putt. This time it's Billy Horschel. Going to hang this one out to the right. Just a tap. Oh, boy, it looked good for the longest time, and it's just wandered out there about 4 feet. We'll go back to 4.
Well, McIlroy with a chance here to get one in first and put a little more pressure on Tiger.
And from this vantage, he's actually got it going back uphill a little bit and break right to left. And this is the kind of putt I think you need to keep the speed up, or it might duck away.
So McIlroy will drop at least a shot, and we'll move up to the 6th.
And Tony Finau is for birdie at the par 5. Yeah, not his best. Back to Rory.
And safely in for the 5, but that will move him back to 8 under par. And we go back to 6.
And Billy Horschel, actually maybe a little more than 4 feet here. Oh, straight in the center, very confidently done. Horschel moves to 7 under par. 2 birdies in a row. Back to 4.
And Tiger eyeing his putt for par.
This one, to me, Gary, looks like it might turn to his right off that slope that comes out of the bunker. But underneath the hole, so a putt he can be firm with.
I think you could see him motioning that he thought the ball would move a little bit to the right. Sounded like Joe LaCava, his caddy, confirmed that. Roger, you've watched him putt, obviously, for many, many years. Why do you think he putts so much better on faster greens?
You know, that's a good question. I just think he's got a golf game that's built for championship golf, and championship golf has always been played with the quickest greens. And that's what he's built his golf game around, those conditions. It's what he's used to.
What a save. We've seen it all week long, haven't we, Johnny?
Just
number one in the field in strokes gained putting.
Just amazing putting, just like the old days.
So the lead remains 4 as he moves to the 5th tee. And we'll go there as well.
For Justin Rose's second, he's now in solo second with McIlroy's bogey, but he's got some problems here. Just chopping it out of that thick Bermuda. And Johnny, let's set up this 5th.
It's a cool hole. You can see it's probably the heaviest tree-lined hole on the golf course. The trees are right there near the fairway. It's only about 23 yards wide, and 30 yards wide in that area, and then it keeps getting narrower and narrower. Right there, there's 22. And if you can hit the fairway, you got a shot at it. But this green is sort of I think it's the trickiest green on the golf course. And you watch where the guys, you can see the fall off on the right there, but that putt there where that shadow is, no way to read that. There's no way. It does not break the way it looks. I was out there with Frank Nobilo, and we were rolling balls there, and he couldn't believe what we were seeing on that putt. And you'll see it in a minute probably. One of them will have that putt and miss it.
Well, this golf course just in incredible shape. We've talked about it all week, and Tiger's remarked at how familiar it looks, even though he has not been in this Tour Championship for 5 years. But it's his kind of course, and we all know the history of Tiger going back and back again to all of his favorite venues, and this would certainly qualify. Wouldn't be at the top of the list, but he's had some good success here.
446 yards. Doesn't necessarily need a driver, but probably going to play it in that left shadow you see there with the cut.
Got away with a miss left of the fairway here yesterday. Other than that, he's driven it in the fairway a couple times. And this is perfect. Yeah, starts up down the left side cutting. This is really good.
We just saw that par saver, and so did Rory McIlroy. And when he saved it, McIlroy just kind of says to himself, yeah, okay. Is it going to be like this all day?
That's an interesting reaction.
Way left beyond the gallery for Rory. And McIlroy already coming off his first bogey of the day. Doesn't look like you can make too many of those and keep the chase on Tiger Woods.
Great moments in golf on NBC.
And Tiger Woods involved in another dramatic conclusion to another major competition. And this crowd recognizing what he has been through this week to perhaps forcing a playoff. Expect anything different? You've got Tiger for 18 holes tomorrow.
You're watching Golf Channel on NBC.
One of the most electric moments this game has ever seen. And of course, he took care of business in the playoff with Rocco the next day at Torrey Pines. And that was the last major he won. And that's more than 10 years ago, 2008, as he looks for his first PGA Tour victory, where it's been 5+ years. He came close in a couple of majors earlier this summer, but still looks for number 15. And up at the green is Rose for par. This just earlier, and Justin Rose gives one back. So Tiger now has a 5-shot lead. And McIlroy is about to play after missing another fairway, Raj.
Yeah, we've got him at 117 and actually closer to the hole than Tiger, but they can't see each other. And Rory's in the deep rough over here, and he's got overhanging limbs that are going to affect his backswing. So I don't think he's got really a great shot here at all.
Well, he's going to choke down onto the almost the steel, and he can make a normal swing. It's really a good move that he knows this. He'll bend down over more at the waist and choke down on the club a long ways, and just hit it that way.
Yeah, he's got to pick it up quicker than he would normally, Johnny. This is affecting his backswing.
Well, he was practicing where he was gripping down to the steel, and he could take a normal backswing, or he can set his wrist earlier, like you said, and grip it farther up the shaft.
Now they really haven't made eye contact. They're kind of wondering the Tiger Woods camp is who's going. It looks like Rory's getting ready to go. Now he's looking back over. You haven't seen each other.
Let's go, Rory.
I think it's Tiger's shot. Looks like he's getting ready to go. He's got 121.
5-shot lead right now. Its biggest yesterday was at 1.5 as well.
Good sound, really good sound.
Just has been dialed in with his distance control so well all week.
We'll see if he goes with the early set like you talked about, Roger, a grip down almost to the steel. He's a lot more knee bend than normal. That lowers the top of his backswing.
Rory, you're the man. Come on, baby. Let's go, Rory.
I have to say that's pretty good from there.
Still, it'll be a challenge to save par from there. And this was earlier at the par 3 ninth. Thomas for birdie. We saw his tee shot here, giving that right to left swinging chance of a birdie, but he didn't hit it. So he stays at 6 under. He's out in 2 under. And we check in with Bryson DeChambeau, who's made a couple of birdies in a row. He's got the best round going on the course right now at 4 under. And Bryson DeChambeau is heating up. Is it going to be a little too late?
Making it interesting, though.
And back to the 5th. We saw that moment at Torrey Pines and the putter that was in the bag there. He benched it a little bit earlier this year, but Johnny, so much magic in that putter through the years, and we had to have this putt that bounced around. He got it and leaned on that blade again.
Yeah, that putter's an amazing putter, and the guy that's holding it's even more amazing.
Just seemingly made them all when it mattered, and he just seems to be in that same kind of zone this week. And how about this? When he's been first in the field in strokes gained putting on the tour since 2007, he has won every single time, and he leads the field in that category again this week. So he's been trying to put all the phases together of the game, and they just seem to be finally arriving. Can he keep it together for the rest of the day? It's going to be pressure packed, but it's a 5-shot lead for him now, as Rory will go first. Raj?
Yeah, and this is better than 60 feet. It should move to his right. He has to go through some fringe here, so he'll want it to come through here without too much hopping. Not always easy to do with Bermuda surrounds, John.
And this green has a tilt away situation, so it could be quicker than he thinks.
And there you go. That's almost off the green, but it was a long way away. You had to wrap it up there, but McIlroy facing the prospects of yet another bogey, and back to DeChambeau over at 13 for another birdie. And he is definitely not out of the FedEx Cup as he has heated up. That is his 5th birdie since the 6th hole. And now as you look, he's only 3 points in the projected standings behind Tiger right now in the 3rd spot. Again, he came into the #1 position, but So much magic in that putter of Tiger Woods as we bring in Nota Begay again. In fact, there's kind of a funny story connected to it.
Yeah, really good story. As you know, Jason Day and Tiger Woods have become pretty good friends over the last few years. And Day was down at Tiger's house one week just practicing. He had come over to the house, and I happened to be there that week and wanted to use the golf simulator in Tiger's house. And so Tiger was in there watching Day hit 3 woods, and Jason Day was hitting one 270 and 280, and then he ripped one at 290, and he looked back at Tiger. He's like, hey, man, take that, old man. You can't hit that driver. You can't hit your 3-wood that far anymore. And he was just kind of egging Tiger on, and he pointed over into the corner where that particular putter in his hands was laying, and he said, you see that putter over there, Jason? He goes, that putter's won 13 majors. Jason Day looked at me, he goes, what do I say to that? He goes, I've got no comeback for that. He just shut me down.
Instead, the comeback could come from this guy today of epic proportions, in that blade just about knocked another one in.
How close can you get without making it? That was really a fine putt. And he just wants to basically run away from this field. He's pretty lucky that McIlroy possibly could be 2 over for the day. Rose is 1 over for the day. So those two guys were the ones that he really had to watch out for to win the Tour Championship, and they're not doing real well so far.
And up ahead at 7, Tony Finau with his 3rd. Wearing the traditional green that he wears on Sundays in honor of his late mother. It was her favorite color, and she's responsible, Ravina, responsible for getting Tony into the game.
McIlroy for par, in danger of drifting even further back, and he's got back-to-back bogeys, drops to 7 under, and he is now 6 back of Tiger. After beginning the day closest to him with Justin Rose just 3 back. So Tiger is putting on a show. 5 clear as we're back after this message and a word from your local station. Tiger Woods in search of PGA Tour win number 80, the leader by 5 off the tee at 6.
Easiest hole on the golf course, par 5 up the hill. Let's go, Tiger! It's only 507 yards today. And the crowd loves that one, as they should. Another beautiful tee shot. Justin Rose drove it in the bunker, played it to here. This is his 3rd on the 6th. Man, he's just laboring up this hole. We go back to the tee. This freewheeling swing. A little to the right, maybe. Yeah, that's not what we're looking for. Gets a half-decent line, might be able to reach the green.
Well, Phil Mickelson had much higher hopes in these playoffs coming in, especially with his high position, but he has just not had his game. And this for a finishing birdie, though, at the 18th, and it'll be way back in the pack. Last place for Phil at this Tour Championship. Look at those scores, just not Mickelson-like, as he heads to yet another Ryder Cup, so maybe he can flip the switch over in Paris.
Back at the 6th. This is Justin Rose's 4th bones, kind of making hard work of this hole.
Hold up, please.
Easiest on the course.
He sure is, David. He's in a good situation here. He's got a very good lie. He's pitching the ball into a part of the green where the green is into him, which will enable him to get the ball stopped pretty quickly. But he just seems a little out of sorts right now. Needs a good shot to settle his nerves down.
Just clips it off the turf. Beautifully played. So he'll make 5, but that's kind of a disappointment here at 6. And most of the players making 4. Well, at 14, this is DeChambeau for birdie. He's a 2 under par. Oh, you're kidding. Cancel that. He's a 3 under par. And a remarkable comeback. He was a bunch over par yesterday. At one point, the man who was leading the FedEx Cup race coming into the tournament to 11.
Justin Thomas on the tee. Remember, he was runner-up here last year at the Tour Championship to Xander Schauffele. Oh, that thing went splat. He's got a lot of room to work with, but I'm not sure that he'll be able to keep that on the green out of a buried lie. Let's go back to 6.
All right, let's take a look at the projected standings here in the playoffs right now, as DeChambeau has taken up another spot. He's passed Tiger in the 2nd position and has just been on an incredible roll here. And with Rose and McIlroy kind of backing up a little bit, the race for the FedEx Cup could be very interesting by the end of the day. Although Rose is still in that #1 position. And once again, 2 competitions out here, 2 trophies to be decided today. The Tour Championship trophy, as well as the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Tiger in control of the Tour Championship trophy.
I don't think it gets maybe butt to the front edge, but that's where you want to be on. Yeah, yeah. Okay. You got me? No, I got you, bro. I like that. Anything short of the pin is perfect there. You got it. And I think a good one of those gets to the front edge, and that's all we need.
Well,
Okay.
a good chance here. We've seen a couple of eagles here already.
More in and off the right.
4, in fact.
Come off the right, yeah. Just something solid. Like I said, just short of it's perfect. You got it, brother.
And he's got 4 iron.
211 up the hill. Kind of a low trajectory on a great line, though.
Oh man, it almost took the flagstick out. Disappeared over the back and disappeared into that steel wool. And ball back in his stance. Drives it low, and well, you can see the follow through here. Not exactly textbook. And Rog, what's Rory got?
He's got 176 left, David. And you can see half the ball, so it's sitting down slightly, but this is one that could launch high and far.
Yeah, this could come screaming out of here, or it could come out soft.
Yeah, that's the guesswork.
Oh, sawn off follow through there. He's tried to punch it out.
Going to be left and looks a little short.
Yeah, it's a pretty good shot.
All right, David, been watching with Jim Dinkins, president of Coca-Cola North America, up here in our 18th tower, and the action is phenomenal. Tiger Woods is putting on another show. Coca-Cola has been very involved in the Tour Championship for a long, long time. Why so involved for so many years, Jim?
Well, Coke's been a proud sponsor of the Tour Championship for many years because of what they do in the local community for the East Lake Foundation. Coca-Cola is a global business, but we're more of a local business as well, with people who manufacture and sell our products locally. We've always been involved in the community. We have over 10,000 people who serve the community here as well. And we've also partnered more closely with the PGA Tour this year by announcing that Dasani Sparkling will be the official sparkling water of the PGA Tour.
Well, congratulations for all you do through the years of this Tour Championship, and this could turn out to be a pretty special day to be involved as well.
Yes.
Jim Dinkins of Coca-Cola, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the ceremony a little
you.
bit later on. As Tiger Woods walks up to the 6th after that shot got away from him a little bit. We'll get a report from Roger on the line in just a moment or so, but it's a smile on Tiger's face, probably still saying, what happened on that shot?
Yeah, that was, you don't see that one every day. This is 7.
John Rahm with a putt for birdie. Just one birdie here so far. That is number 2. So John Rahm with back-to-back birdies at 6 and 7. Gets a little closer. Over to 15.
And this is DeChambeau, the red-hot DeChambeau, who's vaulted up into the 2nd position now with this string of birdies. And is that in? Heart-stopping moment for Bryson. We believe it is in the water, and DeChambeau cannot believe it. That's how his 4 in a row run's going to end. Back over to 6.
Yeah, and Rory McIlroy with what's this little chip looking like, Roger?
Well, it's a pretty simple little chip, really.
Yeah.
It's on an uphill slope. Got enough green to work with here, and the green's tilted toward him. And
yeah, he can hold this.
yeah, I could. I guarantee the thought has crossed his mind.
Get in the hole!
Well, he gets one back. Been a tough day so far for both Rose and McIlroy. Tiger just cruises along so far, and this lie did not look good, Roger.
Well, this one now, the ball sitting down. This is very quick from back here going down toward the hole. And for someone of lesser skills, you might think a double hit is possible.
Yes.
It's that kind of lie.
Yeah. It's a very silent hit. Just muffles it. And going to play a mini bunker shot almost.
Well, he's only got to advance it a couple of yards, and then gravity will take it the rest of the way.
That needed a foot more. So, take a look at this. You know, anytime it's sitting in this, you can catch it high on the face. You got so much loft on the club, and that's exactly what happened there. This comes off the top part of the face and doesn't want to go anywhere. Oh, there was a roar as DeChambeau hit his shot, and this was it at 14. Ricky Fowler. That's the way you do it. It wasn't a Tiger Woods roar, but it was pretty good. Go back to Tiger. And boy, this is a quick one, Roger.
Yeah, very quick, and we'll be moving from right to left.
Oh, man. Well, I wouldn't have thought he would have left it there. That's
Power
it's a difficult
outage.
tap in. He has left. We'll get off to a good start. He just didn't hit it hard enough. So there's a little work left here, Roger, right?
Yeah.
Down the hill.
Yeah, you don't want to get a power lip out on the next one.
No, you do not.
And the only real mistake he made here is he just hit his second shot on a flatter trajectory than he wanted.
Yeah, it was a most unusual shot.
Yeah, kind of off an uphill lie, playing to an uphill green. You would have expected to get much higher in the air, but just came off low.
Well, barely need to touch this. But he has a tendency to knock these in at a reasonable pace. I mean, you take the risk of that hooking lip out if you're not careful. No problem. But a disappointing 5 there for Tiger. He stays 5 in front, though. This is the 7th.
Justin Rose. Out of a terrible lie here. 153 yards, just trying to get something between the bunkers up near the front of the green.
Yeah, and you can see it's a tough angle over the corner of the bunker. Back to 6.
And Rory with the uphill tap in. And he moves back to -8. And a tie for second place with Justin Rose. 5 shots back to 11.
This was just earlier. Remember, Justin Thomas put it in this left bunker. We thought it plugged, but it came out of its mark. But watch how quick this is. I thought it would be difficult to keep it on the green, and it was. And he went on to make a bogey here, so bit of a start and stop for Justin Thomas so far in this final round as we go to 15.
From the drop zone is DeChambeau. After seeing this 4 birdies in a row stretch come to a screeching halt. In fact, 6 since the 6th hole he'd made. But a nice shot there. But oh man, we have seen him kind of bubble over the top on a couple of occasions earlier this summer.
We're going to talk about the 7th hole here. It's a downhill par 4. One of the most difficult drives on the course. Calls for a slight draw. The fairway slopes from left to right. We see a lot of balls over there in that right rough. It's 305 yards to carry that left bunker, and there's no reason to go down that left side. But Rory, this is tailor-made for him. Just a slight draw.
Really narrow.
And it's going right.
Wow.
Rerouting it on the top to the inside.
That is deep in there and up ahead at the green. Rose playing his 3rd.
You really have to commit to this one because it's straight into the grain. He's done a pretty nice job.
He had a better angle than I thought he was going to have, Bones, so he has that for his par 4. The big stretch of holes here, I think, Roger, these the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th, the second toughest stretch here at East Lake.
Well, certainly the tee shot here and the tee shot at the next are 2 taxing tee shots, and Tiger has missed this fairway all 3 days. Twice to the right, yesterday in a left fairway bunker.
Good start today. 4 of the 5 fairways so far today he's hit. Yeah, looked like a low bullet, and it was. Tiger driving well, under control. It's a great save back at the 6th, Gary.
Peter, let's take a look at the contact. Look how much he hits down on this ball with his fairway wood. Look at the divot that he takes. And that's how you hit that thing low, man. You keep those hands ahead, you hit down on it, take loft off the club. Cool shot.
Yeah, kind of reminiscent of the stingers he used to hit with those fairway woods, just low bullets. Up ahead at 15.
Well, all in all, it wouldn't be a bad bogey, but DeChambeau, after finding the water at this tough hole, and again, this looms ahead as well for Tiger and the contenders. Johnny, you've called it the most dangerous shot on the golf course.
Yeah, it is, because it's so easy to make double if you go in the water. So it's a good recovery by DeChambeau.
Justin Rose playing with Kyle Stanley, Bones.
And Kyle Stanley just continues to do what Kyle Stanley does, which is to hit fairways and hit greens. Came up a little bit short here, but he is some drive for the ball, a very underrated player. This would be a tough make here. This is all about reading the green as it goes up into the top right section of the green and getting your pace right.
Yeah, he's such a dependable ball striker.
Go Kyle, go Kyle.
As we usually see, winning out here on tour is tough, but if you can get hot with a putter, you can find the winner's circle as we go to 9.
And this is a birdie attempt for Tony Finau, projected in the 4th spot, looking to move up and get hot. Just a couple rotations short. He'll stay at 6 under. Well, yesterday we heard from Steph Curry on Twitter, the Warrior star chiming in along with Larry Fitzgerald, and watching Tiger closely. Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympian of all time. From one goat to another, I can only imagine what you're feeling today. Pumped up to be watching this today. Have fun out there today, my man. He's got a definite appreciation for where Tiger has been and where he is now. Andre Iguodala, speaking of the Warriors, let's get it. So everyone watching, even the greatest athletes in the world around the globe, to see if Tiger Woods can complete this incredible comeback.
And it's 7 now. Justin Rose to save his par.
And Peter, I think this is a big putt for Justin. As I mentioned earlier, he doesn't have a lot of positive momentum going. He's been scrambling a little bit. This would be one heck of a 4.
Yeah. Great save. Keeps some momentum going for Justin. You see 1 bogey on his card today, all the rest pars. To the 9th.
Billy Horschel for a birdie. He's got to match that line and speed. And Horschel, the 2014 FedEx Cup champion, walks it in. And Horschel continues his rise up the board. 3 birdies with that lone bogey in the front 9. And Horschel now in a tie for 4th at 7 under with John Rahm and Kyle Stanley.
And over here at 7, Rory is in trouble, Roger.
Yes, and the trees and bushes to the right of the fairway here, which are marked off as a lateral hazard, and he's into them. I don't know that he'll try to play this. I don't think he can. The ball is found, but I think he's going to have to take a penalty relief and drop it out of the lateral.
I know he's in the sunshine, but he's got some huge trees ahead of him. I don't even think he can go over the top. Up ahead at the green, Kyle Stanley now for his par. Yeah, as we said, he's such a dependable ball striker, but as tour players know and all golfers know that when you miss the short putts, it just kills your momentum, kills your chances.
I don't think so. Yeah, I agree with you. I think when it's all said and done, worst case scenario is left or right. Okay, you got it. Yeah, but I love what you're thinking.
We'll be going to play just a little left to right shot to that back right hole location, Roger.
Yeah, 196 left for Tiger, and it sets up for that cut. Ball a little below his feet as well. And he's shaping it left to right. This is right at the hole.
Well, he's on it. He is feeling it. Kind of looks like Tiger Woods of old, doesn't he?
Let's watch this ball below his feet. Watch how much he bangs down into the ground there, just mashes it. And the ball's just going so far today because of the heat. And he hits a beauty darn near the first top, almost hit the flagstick.
Over to 8.
Yeah, dangerous tee shot here at the 8th. Paul Casey in the group in front just hit his tee shot in the water. And Justin Rose has struggled. He has not hit but 1 fairway so far today. This is a man who was 2nd in the field in driving accuracy coming into this final round.
Justin likes to hit that buttercut off the tee, and with a little bit of right to left wind here, this may feel comfortable to him. He might be able to hold this one up.
Trying to play a little draw. Is he going to turn?
It is absolutely right down Peachtree.
Yeah, good swing there. That'll help the confidence.
Which Peachtree, Bones?
There are a lot of them here in Atlanta. Back at 7.
Rory now with his 3rd, Roger. Well, he has dropped in the pine straw and looks like he's going to have to go underneath. Try to run something up there close to the green. I don't think he can get it on. He's got to hit a big cut from there. And that is, look how narrow that window is, John.
Well, I'll tell you, if he doesn't watch out, he can make a big number here. Better hit a good one here, because this could go anywhere if it hits any trees or any limbs.
Yeah, this is what he's got. You can see how can't go over. Going to go under and try to scoot that ball to the front of the green.
You got it, Rory.
Yeah, didn't get it up. That thing just strangled by that rough. So Tiger Woods in complete control, hitting fairways and greens. He's got a good putt here at 7 for another birdie. And up ahead, this is Bryson DeChambeau at the par 4 16th, coming out of the rough.
Oh, be good.
And you heard him.
Yeah.
Can't stop it, but it was a heck of a shot. Looks to be only about 20, 25 feet from the hole, and he knows the crowd didn't move up there, so he knows that ball didn't end up close. Take a look at the crowd here. Wow.
This is an accuracy contest to be this week. If you do not hit it in the fairway, you pay the price a lot of times on Peter.
Yeah, that's the thing that Tiger said after his round yesterday. He said, this is just a straightforward golf course. There are no tricks. You can pretty much see every green, maybe except a couple of uphill shots, but it's a straightforward golf course. You just have to put the ball in the fairway to have a chance to attack the greens.
Well, Tiger's number 2 in fairways hit and number 1 putting. That is going to equate to winning the golf tournament.
McIlroy now with his 4th. The champion here in 2016. He went on to win the FedEx Cup that year also. Has a good record here. This is his 5th start, but he was talking about playing with Tiger, about how he has to keep the blinders on. He can't get hung up in watching Tiger in this amazing comeback, but so far I think it's been a struggle for everybody in the field to keep their mind on their own game.
Not an easy shot.
Tough pitch, tough angle, tough to aim it at the hole here. Doesn't have much room to work with coming out of the rough. Had to go left of it, I think.
Yeah. Wise shot, wise play. So he'll have that for a bogey 5. Up ahead at 8.
Yeah, John Rahm has this putt for a par. Second shot was through the green. Pitch back to this position. Just to remain at 7 under. Oh, early walk. Oh, but wait a minute. That's always a little embarrassing, Johnny, when you think you've missed it.
Well, he acts like he knew it was in now.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, I mean now.
Oh, yeah. All right, over at 10.
Billy Horschel, 317-yard drive. Well, that's decent. It's getting less decent as we speak. Just doesn't get it on the right level. Back at 7.
Rory now for a bogey 5.
Yeah, and a putt that's slightly downhill, and it might go just a little bit to his right. Not much back in here, I don't think.
Rory had 5 birdies and 1 bogey yesterday in that round of 66. Said he played great like he did the first day. Second day wasn't to his liking, but so far today, two bogeys and 1 birdie.
Staring a double bogey in the face right now.
All the players talk about how difficult it is to play with Tiger. He's just he's got that presence. Yeah, he's got some work left for a double bogey, John.
Yeah, that's that tee shot just killed him here.
Talk about Tiger's presence, Jake. You know, he's got about 25,000 other presences around that don't help either.
He does. Tiger now for birdie. 2-time champion here at the Tour Championship. He won back at Champions Golf Club in Houston in '99 and here at East Lake in '07.
This one's got to have some break to the left in it, doesn't it?
Just a bit. That's fine. No big deal. That's par 4 on a tough hole.
He had a long wait before he could putt because of Rory's problems.
Yeah, but that's the key right now. No mistakes. Let everybody try to catch you. He does have a tough tee shot up ahead at number 8. Now McIlroy for a double bogey 6. So McIlroy drops 2. Back to 6 under. Tiger now still 5 clear of Justin Rose. Up ahead, DeChambeau hit a pretty good pitch, almost went in the hole. Trickled by to there, so it's a good par save for Bryson. Yeah, let's catch our breath now. Tiger Woods going along nicely, 5 clear, hitting the ball just as we expect him to. He's driving the ball beautifully. Justin Rose has struggled so far today. 1 bogey, all the rest pars. There's a defending champion, Xander Schauffele, at 4 under. Bryson, we just saw him par at 16. Fought back bravely today. 4 under on his round. 2 under for the championship as we go out to the 8th.
And this was just a moment ago. Peter's second shot for Justin Rose, 156 yards. Led the field in greens in regulation through the first 3 rounds, but it only hit 2 greens until now, and 2 quality swings in a row for Rose, and a good chance for a birdie. Let's take a look at the 8th, 459 yards, and the trouble is down the left. Water all the way. 3 fairway bunkers down the right-hand side, and they are certainly in play in the hardest hole on the golf course through the first 3 rounds of the Tour Championship. And with Paul Casey's double bogey just a couple of minutes ago, there have now been 11 doubles made so far.
Well, it's a tee shot, Gary, where you have to trust your swing, isn't it?
Yes, there's no doubt.
Especially those guys that are going to try to hit a cut. You got to trust it. If you're going to go up the left and try to bleed it back to the right.
Tiger hit the fairway in round 1, but he's missed it in rounds 2 and 3.
To the right.
To the right, yes. He is waiting for the 15th tee to clear. And it appears that Patton Kizzire is playing over there.
The daunting shot over the water.
Yeah, the tee shot in 8 and this shot are the 2 most intimidating on the golf course, in my opinion.
Kizzire last into this elite field of 30.
Go.
Doubled the first hole and has parred every hole since. Talking to it. Go, go, go. And Kizzire with a beautiful tee shot. How about that? It's going to be a little tap-in birdie for Kizzire.
What a shot.
That's why Tiger was waiting.
Takes it out left, cutting it right, but it's going to miss right. Too much cut.
Oh.
Well, catches the fairway bunker, and it's going to be far enough back that that lip could be an issue. He'll have to hit a long enough club if he tries to reach the green that getting it over that lip will not be easy.
At least it's on the upslope.
That's true. That's the one good thing. Now McIlroy, Roger, has hit the longest drive on this hole each of the first 3 rounds.
Well, the last couple drives have not been too good.
No. See if he trusts his draw here. Nope.
Nope. Right.
All right.
That is way right. Very similar to what we just saw back at number 7. Good news is there's no hazard over there.
There are a lot of people.
Yeah, it's just a golf ball.
It is flocking around him right next to it. It's like, yep, it's white. It's a ball.
Up at 10.
Billy Horschel. This for par. Scratches the left edge, so Billy will drop one here.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was firm.
Just slammed it in there.
Tony Finau, this one for par. Shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't have been a problem. Neither should this one.
Wow.
He went on to make bogey, however. Boy, that was a short miss.
All right, here at 8, Justin Rose, birdie putt from just over 12 feet. Just a slight turn to the left. Right at the end, so Justin Rose gets one back to 9 under par, where he started this final round.
And solidifying his spot as the FedEx Cup champion position right now. Well, it is truly one of the highlights of the PGA Tour season when Tuesday night of Tour Championship week, one of the year's biggest honors is handed out. The Payne Stewart Award, presented by Southern Company, is bestowed annually since 2000 to a PGA Tour player who embodies Payne's inspiring values of character, charity, and sportsmanship.
Obviously, it was a great honor to be the recipient of the Payne Stewart Award for 2018. I'm grateful for the Southern Company, the PGA Tour, for creating this award and keeping the memories alive about Payne Stewart and the life that he lived.
The Payne Stewart Award is accompanied by a $500,000 grant made possible by Southern Company. In addition to supporting several initiatives in Stewart's name, this year's grant will also support the Bernhard Langer Foundation, which will distribute funds to several charitable organizations that focus on providing aid to children, orphans, and widows in South Florida. Congratulations to Bernhard Langer, recipient of the 2018 Payne Stewart Award presented by Southern Company. And in attendance on that Tuesday night was Bryson DeChambeau, fellow SMU grad with Payne Stewart, and he wears that hat in honor of Payne. A big fan of him, idolizing him growing up. The FedEx Cup points leader. Back to 8.
Yep, a good look at the hole location. Far left-hand corner, back left corner of the green. And Tiger surveying his situation. Raj, fill us in.
Well, he's got 174, Gary. The lie, not the best. These bunkers raked in a unique way, where they are raked with the grooves perpendicular to the line of play. So it's sitting down a little bit in one of those grooves, and he's got to get it up quickly. So easy to hit this one fat. 174 downwind, but he's got to aim right and give himself an angle. He's got to be thinking about the leave for the third.
Wind's just sort of kicked up, hasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit it has. Out here by the lake, going downwind, helping. Maybe a little to the right. And he's got a wedge out, so I don't know. I don't think a wedge can go that far.
Well, Roger, we've seen 15 players play from these fairway bunkers throughout the course of this week. Only 6 have managed to put the ball on the green in regulation. Let's make it 7.
That's good.
That was a heck of a shot.
Yep, and aimed it right where he had to.
That was a wedge?
That was a wedge. We go to 9.
And Justin Rose in solid solo second right now. Bones, 4 back.
Yeah, Justin just waiting for the crowd to settle down as they went nuts for Tiger's second shot here on number 8. But 201 here. This is a power 7-iron.
John Rahm doubled this hole in the group ahead to fall back to 5 under.
Hole location's middle left, just over that left bunker.
Right into the middle of the green, have an uphill putt at it.
Yeah, he's in a position FedEx Cup wise where pars are pretty good, you know. He's in pretty good shape. Second by 3 shots.
Back up to 17.
DeChambeau with his second. Front right hole location here today, not the hardest. And he's watching it intently like he likes it, and he should. It's good, but not nearly as good as what we saw from DeChambeau yesterday. Second shot out of the left rough. Most guys having a hard time hitting the green on this hole from the rough, but not DeChambeau. Makes it 2 on the way to shooting a 4 under par 66. That kind of got him turned around, and he's 4 under again today. As we go to 8, McIlroy's second.
Just 117, but from this angle and from the rough and downwind, be careful. There's water behind the hole and left. Now, this has come up short.
Well short and not an easy pitch across a pretty severe slope in the middle of the green and then down to the hole.
Look at that scene, Gary.
It's just amazing, Dan. We've been coming here a lot of years, and I can't remember crowds of this size. And there's one reason why. That man right there.
You know, yesterday, Gary, was the highest rated Tour Championship third round in 15 years, and it was the highest rated third round of any playoff event in the FedEx Cup era. And you're looking at the needle himself.
He's played a very intelligent final round thus far.
Well, he said he had a strategy in mind, John, and that was play cautiously, try to make pars, and sprinkle a birdie in here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start with the lead, that's a great way to go about it.
There's so many fans who just come to this Tour Championship alone because Tiger is here, and we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but he just brings the casual sports fan in, not necessarily the golf fans. That no other golfer has been able to come close to doing that.
Roger, tricky little pitch here for McIlroy. He's complained about playing off this Bermuda grass tightly cut around these greens. He has not done it particularly well.
Once about halfway to the hole on the green, it starts to fall away, going downhill and speedy.
Well, that's pretty good, but has really only gotten the ball up and down 6 of 15 times this week.
Well, obviously, Gary, he's always produced the biggest galleries, but in this latest comeback, he's really noticed the support of the crowds even more, and I asked him about it last night.
This entire year, the fans have really supported me and have the appreciation that I have for them has been unbelievable, because I didn't know what to expect starting this year, and whether or not how much of golf I'd play, how competitively I'd find a golf swing, but the energy from the fans have really supported me in those harder days when I've struggled to find a golf swing or kind of piece together around. Their energy's been unreal.
Years ago, it was all about respect, and everybody who's been out there, I know Roger probably has something to say to this, it's more about appreciation for where he's come to this point, and so it's a different kind of support.
And an appreciation from where he's come from. Americans love a comeback story, and from where he was to where he's come back to be able to play and compete, and now potentially looking at a great win here. This is really some story, and they appreciate it and love him.
You saw that graphic. He's had 1 3-putt, and that was on the very first hole of this championship. This will carry some speed as it gets up around the hole.
Well, that's really a very good effort.
Nicely done. Roger, I think the really cool thing, too, is how much he's shown the fans' appreciation and his reactions to their support. As we go to 9.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Gary, just to kind of wrap that up, Tiger has changed the way he interacts with the crowds. We've seen it all year. Now Rose here for a birdie, trying to make the second position and run at a FedEx Cup title even more solidified.
Definitely moves left. Up the little ridge. First part. That little face that he had to putt over just ate it up. Not a good putt.
Back to 8.
McIlroy for his par. No, that's going to dive into the hole.
We really expected a better round at him today, Gary. I'm sure he did it himself, too.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, he has really played nicely up until this final round.
Yeah, he said he was continuing to improve week after week through these playoffs and leading up to the Ryder Cup.
And ironically, what you would call his strength, his driving, is what has really let him down.
Rory's 4 over today, folks, through 8.
Tiger safely in. 13 under par as he makes the short walk to the par 3 ninth. 4 shots ahead of Justin Rose.
And the wave of folks will try to meander their way as close as possible as Tiger gets ready to make the turn. So that red and black ensemble that we've seen so many times through the years looks like it really means something today. 17.
Yeah, DeChambeau, this just a moment ago. Speedy putt down the hill, turning left.
How about that one?
Yeah.
How did his not break and mine did?
Yeah, well, gravity, that's how. Now the par putt. Oh, my.
Well. Now he hit a spike mark.
You don't see many of those on these greens. That's for sure. We go back to 9.
And Rose faced with this par to stay at 9 under, 4 back, and 3 clear, as you mentioned, Johnny, of the next best at 6 under in a good position.
Yeah, if he can knock this one in. But he's in a great spot to win the FedEx Cup, not the Tour Championship division, which Tiger is having a good time
Oh,
doing.
you never know. We got a whole another 9 to go.
Oh, that's true.
Bones, what about this?
Well, this is a putt here that should go to his left. Just a matter of how much speed he wants to use. But coming off that great birdie on the 8th here, you got to think he's feeling good with the flat stick right now.
Aiming right edge.
Yeah. Didn't look like a great stroke and didn't look like it ever had a chance. And so Rose, after that birdie that Bones talked about, collects his 2nd bogey in the last 5 holes. And all of a sudden he's got more traffic on his heels to try to stay solid in that 2nd position.
And over here at 12, Dustin Johnson has a putt to get to 7 under. Man who came into this Tour Championship 4th in the FedEx Cup point standings, was 3 over par after his first 8 holes, so has played some good golf since. And there's a good look at the leaderboard. Tiger Woods going along very nicely, 1 under par through his first 8 holes.
And again, that key position, the Justin Rose position, not only for himself, but Gary, as you know, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, who's drifted a little bit away from that, but Dustin Johnson, if they can get up ahead of Justin Rose, we've got other possibilities. And Tiger off the tee at the 9th. After that really nice save, found a fairway bunker at the difficult 8 that easily could have been a bogey, but he stayed at 13 under.
Got a crosswind left to right, 201 yards.
Got a 7-iron out, John, but now the winds feel like it switched back a little against him, so causing him to pause.
It's funny as you look at Tiger throw the wind up here at the 9th, which used to be the 18th hole. Funny stuff at the beginning of the week when he was asked about holes, he had a hard time realizing that the course has been flip-flop. Of course, he hasn't been here in 5 years, so he's like, wait a minute.
Couldn't figure out what hole he was
16, or is that? Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Yeah.
You got it.
Been a while since Tiger's been here. A lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah, had great success on this hole, Roger. Par, bogey, bogey.
Well, I don't think this is a flagstick to take on, Johnny. I think you hit it right of the hole and make your 3 if you can and move on. He's trying to shape it a little right to left, but this is right at the center of the green. Pretty much where I expected that ball to head.
With a 5-shot lead, that works just fine.
A lot of great emotions going through his body right now. He hasn't won such a long time. And
yeah, I asked him last night, Johnny, I said, are you aware of everything that's going around in this world of golf and the sports world? And he just says, I try to stay off the cell phone. I try to stay in my own world. And he was so relaxed.
This is a 7-iron for Rory. He's shaping it right to left. This is a little bit right of the hole.
That was a good one. One of his best shots today.
McIlroy needs a nice comeback of his own here with those 3 bogeys and a double in the last 5 holes. So with Tiger and a 5-shot lead going, coming into this Tour Championship in the 20th position in the FedEx Cup playoffs, we talk about the scenarios for Tiger to win the FedEx Cup, not just the Tour Championship. First of all, he has to win the Tour Championship and then check these off. DeChambeau has to finish in a tie for 15th or worse, and DeChambeau right now is in a tie for 17th, so that checks off right now. And then you've got Tony Finau, needs to be in a tie for 3rd or worse. That checks off. He's too far down. Tied for 11th right now. Dustin Johnson, 3-way tie for 2nd or worse. Tiger needs him to be in, so he's tied for 3rd right now. That checks off. And Justin Thomas is tied for 5th, and so that 3-way tie for 2nd or worse checks off. Keegan Bradley is tied for 26th, so he's not a factor in that tie for 2nd position. So the only thing that Tiger needs to go his way right now is Justin Rose, who is 2nd by himself right now, needs to dip down into that 3-way tie or worse. So Tiger could sweep it all potentially, which would be an amazing way to pick up your first win in 5+ years.
Yeah, he needs Rose to probably shoot over par of the back 9. That's what he needs.
Bottom line, lots of possibilities. And here's the guy, the key wild card over at the 10th.
Trying to find the fairway. He's pulled up on a touch. More than a touch. Oh, just killing squirrels again.
Yeah, he's got 10 million reasons for that, but
yeah. Up at 14, Justin Thomas for par. Take his word for it that that went in. Yep. So a bogey at number 11. A couple of birdies. He's 1 under for his round. We'll go back to 9.
Also keep in mind in that scenario that if Justin Rose comes back, that means guys like Dustin Johnson rise up. And so Dustin Johnson, don't take your eyes off of him. Justin Thomas. All right, let's keep our eye on the business here at the 9th. And Tiger Woods prowling around a birdie attempt, Raj.
Yeah, well, you know, really, this is a putt you take cautiously, swing it out to the right, let it break to left, trying to get the pace right. You know, trying to get out of here with 3, really.
got a continuous break to the left. And not a real scary putt for the length it is. How much does that break, Roger? A couple feet?
Yeah, I'd say a good couple feet.
34 feet long.
As it comes up that ridge.
Mm-hmm. Guys have come up short putting up that ridge. You can see when you look back on it from that last camera angle, the first bit of the putt is into the grain as it climbs up the little face.
Well, when Tiger started today, Johnny, it looked like it was going to be another third round like we saw yesterday when he birdied 6 of the first 7. He birdied the first here today and then has now reeled off all pars since then. Maybe he's due for another one.
He's throwing it way out there, maybe 4 feet out. Nicely done.
Mission accomplished.
Yep. 3 and move on. So it's going to be a birdie start for Tiger and then 8 straight pars. Began the day with a 3-shot lead. Now has a 5-shot lead. 12, Gary.
Billy Horschel has a downhill speedy putt for a birdie here. Chance to get to 7 under. His 12th hole with this front center hole location. John been playing pretty easy today. That is the 8th birdie recorded here already today.
Yeah, nice putt.
Yeah, beautiful. Back to 9.
McIlroy could use this. Knew we didn't quite give it enough. So it's a disappointing opening 9 for McIlroy. Out in plus 439. 5-shot differential between Tiger Woods, who he trailed by 3, and now he trails by 8. So Tiger Woods at 13 under, on the move at the Tour Championship. So is his crowd. Huge galleries here just outside Atlanta as we're back after these messages and a word from your local station. We'd like to thank proud partners Coca-Cola and Southern Company for their continued support of the Tour Championship, so we are able to bring you the final 9 holes with no commercial interruptions. And out to the 10th.
Well, Justin Rose apparently beamed somebody in the crowd. It came out to fairly bare lie here. Has to play it low underneath the limbs, trying to run it up, and that is a very, very good effort. So difficult to judge the distance. That's beautifully done. And that clears the way for Tiger. Could leave that one to the right.
Doesn't love it.
Oh, boy. He's got some furniture between himself and the hole right there.
Needs a good break, but I think it bounced a little right.
The 13.
This is Dustin Johnson for birdie, trying to figure into this whole mathematical possibility situation later today. He's at 6 under and has left himself a long way away for par. Had to remain at 6 under, but again, more specifically, 2 back of Justin Rose, who's now in solo second.
And has a chance here, Bones.
He does. I think he'd be very grateful to be here at this point in 2 shots, having hit that poor drive, but this is up over the ridge and straight into the grain.
See, the ball took a little bounce when he hit it. Maybe he didn't hit it quite as squarely as he wanted to. We go to the last.
And Bryson DeChambeau trying to finish off his PGA Tour season here with a birdie at the last. It has been a sensational one, even despite the late problems he's had here in the last few holes. And so a disappointing week for DeChambeau, who had such high hopes coming in here with those 2 playoff wins, #1 in the catbird seat, but a 67, and that is a comeback from what he started these first 2 rounds at with 71 and 75. So he started in the first spot, projected right now in the 3rd position. And back to Dustin Johnson for an important par putt at 13. All right, so he's able to get it down and stay in position to perhaps win it all. He's in 4th right now by himself. And Johnny Miller, this was the time in all those championships in Tiger's yesteryear that it was pretty much a done deal. We started the telecast by telling you that he was a perfect 23 for 23 in past PGA Tour events with a 54-hole lead of 3 shots or more. He had that 3-shot lead. It's now 5. What do you think?
I think he's done exactly what he's supposed to do. He's played really good golf, birdied that first hole, and let the other guys sort of melt slowly away. And, you know, bottom line is that McIlroy and Rose, the 2 guys that could have caught him, have not played well. You know, you see the score by Rose, he's +1, and Rory's 4 over. So bottom line is they're making it a little easier for him.
Yeah, you would have thought the new world #1 would put some more heat on Tiger, who spent more than 13 years, is it, at the #1 position, so he knows about everybody going after him, but he's not in a great spot over at the 10th.
No, this is not. Looks like he's trying to play a little punch cut here, but from this lie, Roger, very difficult.
I think he's just going to try to pitch it out to the fairway here. I just don't think he has much of an angle to do anything more. That may need to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, he will not be happy that that has just drifted into the semi-rough. He does not want to win this by 5. He wants to win it by 50 if he can.
It's always been his mentality. Thomas for birdie at the par 3 15th.
Good looking putt. Really good looking putt.
So Thomas will stay at 5 under, 1 under on the day. 3 holes left for the defending FedEx Cup champion.
12. Middle of it. 15. Watch the ball. Thank you.
I thought Rory would really have a good chance to challenge Tiger. Really did. I mean, would never guessed he'd be 4 over at this point after 9 holes.
No.
Perfect.
All set. And just coming out of this fluffy stuff, so hard to control.
Got 104 yards. He catches it a little high on the blade. That's not going to get there.
It just comes out soft on him.
He's missed 6 consecutive fairways, Rory. Really the best driver of the golf ball when you count distance and accuracy, but not now. I guess the pressure got him a little bit so far, but he might make a charge.
All right, time now for the FedEx Cup summary and standings. As we look at Tiger's career breakdown, he's got the 2 FedEx Cup titles, won 2 of the first 3. He's got 3 playoff wins, looking for a 4th today. Tour Championship appearances, his first in 5 years. And we talked about his world ranking. How about the weeks at the top of the FedEx Cup standings? No one even close in that department as well. Justin Rose still on top for the moment to win the FedEx Cup. Tiger in the 2nd position, taking the big leap up if he was to go ahead and hang on to this championship. So we'll continue to describe the scenarios as they head home on this back 9.
Go, Tiger!
It's from 61 yards. Needs to get down, it looks.
Yeah, just coming from that semi-rough, that's not what he wanted at all. Even though he got some spin on it, just jumped out. Ahead of the 11.
Justin Rose on the T-bones, and there are some flags you shoot at, and there are some you don't. This is one of those.
Absolutely here, Peter. 187 yards. Back into a little bit of hurting wind right now. I'm interested to see if Justin can get to 7 there. And this is up and out of it and well to the right.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the... Oh, and that ball sits down. That is just a very difficult hole location. Just 2 birdies here. Nobody has got it close here at the par 3. And up ahead at 16, Hideki Matsuyama for a birdie to get to 6 under. And he does 5 under on his round today. He and Fowler have the best round of the day going. Back to 10.
Overhead look. Rory now. What's he facing here?
Yeah, about 65 feet. Has to putt uphill, steeply uphill, coming across a ridge. About 3/4 of the way there. Should turn to his right some.
Oh, that ball got in the air. Oh, lovely lag.
Excellent.
And it's not pars that he needs. Go ahead and clean that one up. Clears the stage for Tiger. Rog, there much in this one that Tiger's got?
It's going to come to his left. 2 ways about that. A little downhill, so need to be mindful of the pace.
Hardly a ball mark in these greens. We said earlier that the golf course is just unimaginably perfect. It's the finest putting surfaces I believe I've ever seen. Bermuda, bent, any kind of grass you want. These are just perfect.
Be interesting to see how he reacts if he makes bogey or worse here. He sure doesn't like bogeys, does he, Roger?
Oh, no.
Especially not today.
I don't think he'd be too terribly upset after Rory put his tee shot. You know, you get out of here with 5, fine.
He was disappointed on that little second shot, I noticed, even though I thought it was pretty good.
Setting up well to the right. It's a tiny practice swing. A little something just caught his attention there in this huge crowd. This for par. Very high. So that's the first bogey of the day. Lead is now 4. And he is in a very good place. Is he calm? Not getting too up, not getting too down.
And up at 11, David, extremely difficult second shot here for Justin Rose. No room, hard to make clean contact, and that was just a moment ago. So Justin probably has no idea Tiger made bogey back on 10. And he has a long putt for his par here at the par 3.
And Ricky Fowler finishing up at 18. And how about this for birdie? And maybe the low round of the week. Still an excellent final round Sunday for Fowler, who found himself paired with Tiger earlier in the week after sharing the first round lead after a 65 with Tiger.
Yeah, he started with a 65 and ended with 65, but the 2 middle rounds were not the best, 72 and 3.
Back at 11, Rose. It's a long putt for par. See how much tilt is on these greens. A lot of them just back to front, some from side to side, and this 11th goes from back left to front right, so everything is straight downhill to this cup from 24 feet. Still some work left for a bogey. Rose coming into these playoffs. When he started the playoffs, he missed the cut at the first event, the Northern Trust. Then he finished second at Dell and second at the BMW, and currently sits in second place right now. Up to 14.
Dustin Johnson with a bad lie to the right of the green here. Face way open. Oh, look at that bunker shot. That's pretty well played. That was a big swing for such a short shot. We go to 12.
John Rahm has this short putt for a par. Putted from about 45 feet down the hill to here. Oh, man. What a last few holes for Rahm. Had gotten it to 7 under par. A double at 9, and now a bogey at 12. Back at 4 under. Go back 1 to 11.
Justin Rose going to drop at least one. He's got a short putt for a bogey. It's got to be frustrating. Johnny's doing everything right. He's been playing well in the playoffs. This is Kyle Stanley first for his par. Stanley drifted back to 5 under, 1 over on his round today.
Yeah, Rose obviously is with 2 seconds and then wobbling a little right now to close out the FedEx Cup championship, and we'll just see if he can gather himself and do what he needs to do, and probably have to shoot 1 under par from here on in, I would think.
And McIlroy and Tiger waiting on the tee, John, as Rose has this putt for bogey. Rose drops a shot here at the par 3. The lead back to 5. Now back on the tee, McIlroy getting ready to Raj.
And he's got 7-iron out, and this is something I referenced earlier, Peter. I mean, you look at the size of that green. About 1/16 of the size of that green is where you can get an uphill putt at this hole, just at the very front right corner. There's just not much room to work with. Seven-iron starts out right a little bit, and it's hanging over there, going to miss right.
Yep. You can just feel as they turn to the backside, a lot of these guys are kind of starting to maybe feel deflated a little bit as we go to 14.
And see if Dustin Johnson can get this up and down. No, he can't. He's up and out of that one pretty quickly. We'll go back to 11.
Tiger now, after watching Rory miss it to the right. Roger got to be thinking, just put it in the middle of the green, left of that flag.
Well, agreed. He's got a 7-iron as well. And it just went, well, I'll put it left to the hole. That's the safest shot to play, and then have that fast putt. But you're just taking a chance trying to get it underneath the hole, missing the green over there in the right, making things a little more difficult anyway. Well, this is left at the hole at the center of the green. Beautiful.
KG veteran. The veteran with a smart shot. That's going to be a quick putt. And he's going to lag that right down there.
Well, the golf here obviously gets most of the headlines, but maybe the best story of all remains the comeback of this once troubled area. East Lake Golf Club, home to this week's Tour Championship, sits amidst a once struggling, now prospering community that has been the primary beneficiary of the Tour Championship since it was first played at the historic club in 1998. An integral part of the transformation of one of Atlanta's most troubled neighborhoods was the opening of the Drew Charter School in 2000. The school combines a project-based learning approach with a strong foundation in literacy. In May of 2018, Drew Charter School graduated its second senior class. 96% of the class of 2018 graduated and earned more than $9 million in college scholarships. Because of their local roots, supporting the communities where they live and work has always been part of the Coca-Cola Company's character. As a proud partner of the Tour Championship, the Coca-Cola Company is honored to play a role in East Lake's nationally acclaimed model for neighborhood revitalization. Well, off day at the school today, but that beautiful facility just across the street from East Lake. And once again, we think of Tom and Ann Cousin and all they have done through the years for this community. Tom and Ann watching from their home down in Florida, not here this week, but all of us thinking about his incredible efforts to turn this community around and other communities across the country. Out to 12.
Justin Rose off the tee here at the short par 4. And if you can hit the fairway, it becomes a birdie hole. And he's done it. That's just the third fairway he's hit all day, John. So good position there. We go back to 11.
Roger, this is the same shot we saw Justin Rose and the group ahead have. This is not easy.
No, there's just not much green to work with here. Ball settled down slightly, and how does it come out of the rough? What kind of speed does it have? And just you don't want to pitch it past the hole because you're leaving yourself that speedy one coming back. So got to be very exact here. Wow, that's lovely, lovely.
Oh, that is incredible. He took a chance. big high flop shot. And he hit it perfectly. Should be. Look at the smile. He knows it. Yeah, looks like he's going to clean that up. Short enough to do that. But when you play with Tiger, you do want to finish out, because if you've got a short putt left and Tiger putts out, you know you're going to be amidst the chaos. People moving to the next tee. There's noise. There's movement. So it's wise to get it up there, putt it in, and move on. Leave the stage to Tiger. To 15.
And Dustin Johnson off the tee after coming off his only bogey at 14 to drop to 5 under. So he's 2 back of Rose and Horschel, who are in that tie for second. And look at this shot by DJ. Chance to get that shot right back. Nine under par on these holes, 15 through 18. So Dustin's gotten it done late here. Maybe he can do it again, make a little run here.
Back at 11, Joey LaCava. Final instructions to Tiger. Wonder what those instructions were, Roger.
Yeah, just one of those defensive putts that East Lake offers. You know, you're just trying to cruise it down there.
More than he wanted, but the way he's been putting, leading the field and putting all week, back with his trusty wand. So he moves to 12. Still 5 clear.
Got to hang on to that trusty putter.
Don't drop it.
A little late fumble.
Let's go to the 12th.
And Justin Rose, just 112 yards second shot up the hill. Not a hard hole location. He wants it down. Oh, not a good shot. That's a good 25 feet past. That'll leave a very speedy downhill putt.
All right, let's take a breath. Remind you that this Tour Championship is brought to you by proud partners, Southern Company, the official energy partner of the PGA Tour. And by Coca-Cola, enjoy with a Coke. And back out to the 12th.
McIlroy on the tee. Took his 5-wood out of the bag after the first and second rounds. Put this 2-iron in specifically for this tee shot, he told me yesterday. And the reason why is he was 3 over par on this hole in the first 2 days.
That's up the right.
And Tiger has played it in 3 under par, birdieing it each round. And Roger, a big part of the reason why Tiger Woods has the lead that he has, leads the field in par 4 scoring this week. He's 7 under par on the par 4s, and the par 70 golf course, of course, they're 12 par 4s, so that is a pretty good play.
It all starts with this shot, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It
Getting
does.
it in the fairway.
He has hit the fairway each round so far here at 12.
Starts it up the left to hit the cut. And this looks pretty good. Cutting right in the middle.
No problems there. We go to 18.
This was earlier, Gary, the 4th for Patton Kizzire. Finishing up.
Putting down this low here. Got to put it up the hill and across to the right. And
yeah, I think that is the right way to go about it.
That's a nice way to finish the week.
And your season.
Yeah.
What a season it's been for Kizzire. Had those 2 early wins at the Sony and one in Mexico, and he earned his way in here, although he didn't keep up quite that pace that he set at the beginning of the year. But a 71 for Kizzire, finishing in style. 12.
Yeah, lengthy birdie putt here for Rose, and you talk about fast, John. Watch this one creep and creep toward the hole.
Looking pretty good.
Oh.
Need to creep a little more.
Yeah. Hard to imagine you could leave it short.
Well, Tiger Woods is 42 years old and trying to close out PGA Tour victory number 80. Tom Brady in his 40s as the quarterback for the New England Patriots, still going strong, taking on Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. It's football night in America at 7 Eastern time. Kickoff now at 8:20 Sunday, right here on NBC. And back over to 15, we got Dustin Johnson, who needs to pass Justin Rose. We've been emphasizing that all day. He needs to pass Justin Rose on the leaderboard to have a chance at the FedEx Cup. Rose is at 7 under. And Johnson right now at 5 under. And again, running out of holes here. So this is a big putt.
Heck of a 2 if he can make it at 226 yards. Yeah, only 2 birdies, now 3 birdies today on this tough water hole.
Yep, maybe Dustin Johnson can go backdoor into the Tour Championship and win the FedEx Cup title. He's within 1 of Justin Rose. Back to 12.
Now Tiger walks up the fairway. We mentioned he had birdied this hole each of the first 3 rounds, and here were those approach shots. Day 1, some 98 yards within about 4 feet. Day 2, this was impressive, John. The hole cut back on that little shelf back left portion of the green. Very few players had hit it close. That one to within 4 feet 7 inches. And then with the pin in the very back right portion of the green yesterday, well, played a little cut in there with a pitching wedge to within 7 feet of the hole. Made that one.
All those swings look very similar, just the same amount of follow through. Keeps hitting the fairway with that little cut. That's been the reason why he's doing so well in this part of the season. Just able to hit those low cuts or cuts out there and get it in the short grass, not worrying about guys out driving them.
So now it's going to look 7 o'clock. Well, maybe a little more help. Yeah, exactly. Straight down right now. It feels it, yeah. Shade off the left, more help than anything. You got it.
Well, sand wedge here, 121 up the hill, and this is one you're just playing front edge yardage, aren't you? Only on 4 paces this pin. Needs to get down just a touch.
And it does. Just slightly past the hole, but beautifully played. All right, McIlroy from the rough. Lie appears to be okay, but still a much more difficult shot, Raj.
Yeah, just got into the primary rough and 92 yards, but, you know, you would think the miss right in front of the green better than hitting it 15 or 20 feet past the hole. That's going to be speedy there.
Yes, it will. Straight down the hill. Let's take another look at this. I mean, just perfect. Right on the back of the ball, down and through. Take a look from above. Controlling the distance extremely well. A lot of soft arm shots, John, with those wedges, not trying to hit them too hard.
Yeah, he's swinging across the ball to the left on purpose and keeping the ball down and putting a nice spin on it.
Man, how many times has he talked about it, Gary and Johnny? It's the new body, the new feels. He had to adjust to it. He was in contention, obviously, earlier this year, but he says the way he was at the Valspar in Tampa is just light years to where he is now, just getting used to the kinds of swings he can make with his body and that fusion surgery that he had. And so it's been, as he would say, and I know it gets worn out, a process, but
well, and he's adapted his equipment as well, and you know, kind of messed around with the driver quite a bit earlier in the year and finally settled on a loft on the driver and a shaft that he feels like he doesn't have to swing as hard to still get the ball out there the distance that is far enough.
You know, he's super talented, Gary, but he puts in the work. You know, he puts in hard work putting, little shots around the green, you know, hitting all the shots out on the range, you know, cuts and draws and all kinds of different shots. So he's got a complete player. You know, that's the one thing. Some guys are really good just hitting nothing but cuts or nothing but hooks, but he'll hit with a shot that is supposed to be hit, and he works on it. So he's got an advantage in a lot of ways. Once he gets his confidence going of winning, you know, there's a difference between confidence and confidence of winning, and this will go a long ways for Tiger today if he can pull it out.
Yeah, well, he said that before publicly, Johnny. He says they may beat me, but they're not going to outwork me. You know, he makes that a real point. This one, Rory's downhill. Go a little to his right and quick.
And that one just continues to trickle on by. We go to 15.
Billy Horschel tied for second, 5 back at 7 under with Justin Rose.
Tiny target, long par 3, 226, and he likes it. Not asking for it to do anything, but go right at it. These are terrific shots. Dustin Johnson's shot, this shot. Horschel's playing well today, 2 under, might go on 3 under.
Yep, not a lot of birdies at 15 today. We just saw one with Dustin Johnson. In fact, just 3 birdies at the 15th, which looms just ahead for Tiger and company.
Horschel -7. He's tied with Rose for second place in the Tour Championship.
Roger, even though Tiger's putt here at 12, not overly long, what, just over 8 feet, not an easy one.
Oh, no. No. It's about 8.5 feet downhill, and you just got to feed it down to the hole. Very quick putt.
He was saying one of the reasons why he felt like he was putting so well this week is he was seeing the arc of the putt, so seeing the line, a high spot, and then letting the ball move from there into the hole.
So Tiger taps in, remains at 12 under. The lead over Rose and Horschel. And with this long-awaited victory so close last night, I asked Tiger how special PGA Tour victory number 80 would be.
If I'm able to do it, you know, certainly this is going to be up there as one of my better accomplishments I've had. Just considering where I've been, you know, and what I've had to dig through and fight through, and the amount of help I've had to have, you know, to get myself into this point. My body was a wreck, and trying to battle my way through it, and not knowing what's on the other side. You know, I just didn't know if I would, you know, be able to compete at this level. I was hoping just for a better lifestyle, and lo and behold, I'm able to compete, and then I'm able to compete. You think I can actually piece together a golf swing? Oh, lo and behold, I can piece together a golf swing where I can contend. Well, maybe I can contend and I can win. And so that's kind of been the process throughout this year. It's been a very evolving kind of feeling and journey.
What a journey it's been. And Woods undergoing that back surgery, an attempt to relieve that continuing pain that he said he couldn't even get out of bed, couldn't even stand up. And everybody that knows him knows what he went through, and that surgery performed back in April of 2017, his 4th surgical procedure on that back in the previous 3 years.
13th hole here.
Justin Rose off the first cut.
Sort of a cautious shot into the middle of the green to this back right hole location.
And up to 16.
Dustin Johnson has missed the fairway left. He's got tree trouble. Oh, you saw that ball dive out of there. Oh, and he put it in that bunker we saw Tiger in earlier in the week.
Not a good spot.
No, that's about a 60-yard bunker shot up over another bunker as we go to 15.
Big birdie putt for Billy Horschel.
Hits down on his putt. See how he plays it back in his stance and hits down, almost takes a little brush.
And Horschel just center cuts it to get to 8 under and a solo second. So that take Rose to solo 3rd, and things beginning to shake out here. We've still got 3 holes for Horschel and 5 more for Tiger. He's teeing it up here at 13.
Good tee shot here. Demanding. Sets up well for the cut that he's been hitting.
It's the hardest fairway to hit, and he does a twirl, and that means
good. Problem. Center.
Yeah, that's the tee shots today. Absolutely, he's played it like he's playing with his friends back home for no money.
And those tee shots were some of the shots that prevented him from winning. I mean, we saw it at Bay Hill where he hit it left at 16. I mean, there's just been none of those kinds of moments. It's just been absolute, pretty much for the most part, control. Matsuyama for eagle at the 18th.
What a round he's putting together. Best round of the week.
4 under on the day, even with a bogey at the last 17. So that's going to be a birdie finish for Hideki Matsuyama and a final round 65. So that matches Fowler in his 65, best of the day so far. As it's good to see this guy, Johnny, kind of get back his right stuff.
Yeah, that's good, really good round. Like you said with Fowler, when you can do it on the finishing round, that's why I said the best round of the week.
Playing there with Tommy Fleetwood, finishing up. Fleetwood with a 1 under or 2 under round today, and Rose over at 13 for birdie, tracking.
Just nothing really too exciting about his round. He's a couple over par for the day.
Back to 16.
Yeah, Dustin with his 3rd shot, trying to hit a big high blast. He's got the strength to do it if he catches it cleanly. Oh, what a shot.
It takes guts to hit that shot.
It sure does. To me, like he maybe took a pitching wedge or a 9-iron there. See, it doesn't look like a sand wedge.
Yeah, that is the hardest shot in golf, folks. Smart. Right there. If you hit it thin, it airmails the gallery behind the green.
Now he's got his work cut out for him if he does that. Now he's got this putt for a par. This would be a great par. Give him a lot of credit. He started out the tournament, shot 3 over on his front 9, came back with a 31, 4 under onto the back for 69. Followed that up with a 70 and a 67 yesterday.
Well, I guess that's nothing new for Dustin, who's had, you know, bad holes, triple bogeys, and early in championships, and just nothing ever seems to faze him.
Yeah, nothing bothers this guy. Look at that, going cross-handed this week. A little change in the putting.
How about that up and in?
How about that up and in from that cross bunker, 60 yards short of the green. Over to 14.
Justin Rose on the tee. The 14th is 536 yards, par 4. All the way down the hill, Bones. You got to hit this fairway.
Absolutely, he does, David. And this is one of the toughest driving holes on the golf course here. Hard to find some definition out there to aim at. You can see Justin aiming down the left edge, looking to hit a peeler here. This is pulled, doesn't appear to be coming back at all.
That's down in the jungle. Up there. It's over towards the hospitality.
Definitely not. It doesn't have his A game going on right now. And yesterday wasn't really an A game either.
Tiger from the fairway at 13.
Yeah, 142 uphill here. Another one that sets up great for a fade. Hole cut on the right.
That's what it's doing. And he sets up right below the hole for another good look. And another Tiger roar reverberates around East Lake.
That's a really good putt to spot to putt from. Just straight up the hill, not much break. So he's playing like a cagey old veteran.
Billy Horschel over at 16 has found the right fairway bunker. 176 yards up this hill, and it just all depends on how close to that lip he is. See him right there, 4 back in second place.
Whoa.
I would say he's not happy with that shot.
I don't think that'll be part of his club commercial.
He's had a heck of a run in these playoffs. He's had 2/3. Withdrew from the Dell with a sinus infection, and former champion here back in 2014 when he also won the FedEx Cup, but he has his work cut out now to save par. Yeah, that's what you do, Billy, when you got the ball up against the lip. You got to try to lift it up in the air.
And they're trying to lift Tiger all the way to the house and be a part of this historic comeback. Be one of those spectators that said, I was there at East Lake.
Yeah.
September 23rd, 2018, when Tiger went all the way back.
This is big for the game of golf. Not just Tiger, but the whole game of golf. And gets a lot of people revved up for the Ryder Cup next week, too.
Yep, Tiger's back on a Ryder Cup team as well. And so a lot of golf for Tiger. In fact, the most he's played in many, many years. In fact, dating back to his last win 5 years ago, I think, is the biggest schedule. There's that Stanford yardage book. Maybe it's in the cards as well, because that Cardinal comeback last night was pretty special. And when I was talking to Tiger last night, he was going to watch the game with Oregon, and they ended up pulling out an overtime thriller in comeback fashion. Well, there's another Cardinal dressed in red, ready for his comeback.
He's got to be really enjoying the way he's performed. You know, really, I mean, the way he has performed, when you think of how great he's driven the ball, birdied that very first hole, just played cagey golf, let the other guys sort of fade away under the pressure of not only the Tour Championship, but the FedEx Cup. And there's a lot of these guys that are just over-amped up and a little out of their comfort zone, and they're hitting shots they haven't hit very much. So Tiger's hitting the shots just like he normally does lately. So he's handling the pressure like he always did when he was young. Roger?
Yeah, Rory's putt from about 35 feet is going to move to his right. I think it's going to give Tiger a little idea of the pace around the hole anyway. A pretty good recovery after a drive way to the right. Got away with one.
Good try. But Rose and Rory haven't made a lot of putts today.
Justin Thomas's third shot, par 5 18th. It was on this green last year where he accepted the FedEx Cup trophy.
That's a good shot. It's a long bunker shot down there, a deep bunker.
And at a minimum, needed to finish in a two-way tie for second today to have a chance at defending that FedEx Cup title, something that still hasn't been done in its 12 years. In fact, Tiger is the only two-time winner of this FedEx Cup, as he looks to bury another birdie here at 13 to stretch the lead back to 5.
Yeah, a little slice putt here, 13 feet, really not uphill. pretty much level speed-wise.
Yeah, he's been putting the ball sort of like a Ben Hogan type of situation where he's got the easier putts most of the holes, huh, Roger?
Yeah,
all
he's
week.
Positioned the ball beautifully all week. He really has. And I think that's one of the reasons, you know, he's made all those feet worth of putts every day.
Speaking of great comebacks, Ben Hogan. Another one. Tiger just casually walks this one in.
That was the spot he wanted to putt from. Not much break. Just twirl that putter. His old buddy there is coming through, putting.
That from 13 feet on 13 to go 13 under. He goes under the tunnel as he heads over to the par 4 14th. So as Tiger looks for his first win in 5 years, it is indeed the next 5 holes that will determine if he gets it. And 2 of the toughest are coming up next. You've got this long par 4 14th as we look from above. 536 yards. You got to get your tee shot in the fairway to have a chance at par. And then we're zeroing in down on a par 3 15th. We talked about it all week. Over the water on a hole, Johnny, you call the most dangerous shot at East Lake, especially with what's on the line and what looms ahead for Tiger. And keep in mind also that 16 is ahead as well, and that is a hole where Tiger has had some big problems, a double and a bogey. He's played it in +3 this week. So the final 5 for Tiger to try to close this out.
Well, he will launch this one into the air, and of course, playing down the hill, the ball stays in the air for that, you know, maybe a second longer. It makes this fairway even harder to hit. Slight dogleg to the right. See, it drops 33 feet down to there, and then it keeps tumbling down. And really a very narrow fairway for such a long hole, just 26 yards there, and another 17 feet down the hill, and this flag today in the back right.
Well, he has driven it in this fairway each of the first 3 rounds. Make that 4.
Just amazing the difference a year can make with the driver. Start of the season, he couldn't find it, barely missed a fairway. I'm long. He drinks about a gallon a round.
And up 16. At 16, David, yeah, Billy Horschel, who's in second place, 5 behind Tiger with his 3rd. He's got to make a great par to stay 5 back, and he hits a beauty. And he has that for a par 4 to stay at 8 under.
And Webb Simpson for birdie at 18. Capping off a great year. Players champion to go along with his major. 67 final round for him, and Webb's not done with his golf for the year. He's headed to the Ryder Cup as well.
Pretty good play this week.
And excellent position in the season-long FedEx Cup point standings. 11th. 17.
Dustin Johnson. Just a moment ago, second shot. Eyes going up and down usually means it's online, and it was. Dustin Johnson with a great look at a birdie there and a chance to get to 7 under. We go to 18.
And a chance for a birdie finish for Justin Thomas.
Not even close.
One of the few American Ryder Cuppers to play the Le Golf National golf course, the site of the Ryder Cup. And in case you're wondering about the way that course is set up, he hit, what, 7 drivers in 4 days over that tightly constructed course with high rough. Of course, Europe sets it up, so Thomas Bjorn is doing everything he can to prevent these American bombers from coming over and destroying the place.
Probably slowing the greens down, too.
Justin Thomas currently 7th in the FedEx Cup projected standings, so He gave it a good effort in the 17-18 wraparound season after putting it away last year. Xander Schauffele getting close to finishing up. He won this Tour Championship last year.
That is Justin Rose's third shot. Had to punch it out from underneath the trees. And no angle there. Oh boy. Rose is third on his own as we speak, and that's not good. He will struggle to get that up and down.
Yeah, Rose is getting the thorns today.
Bones is down there. This doesn't look great.
No, David, it's a particularly poor lie. He's currently waiting, I think, for Kyle Stanley. Actually, Kyle Stanley's looking for a ruling here, so I'm not sure if Justin's going to go ahead and play.
Oh, well, now, there's a well-hydrated golf ball. So, while he waits for a referee, we'll go to 17.
Yeah, huge putt now for Dustin Johnson with Justin Rose in trouble. Remember, Johnson has to get ahead of Rose to have a chance to win the FedEx Cup. He's birdied this 17th each of the first 3 rounds. Just a little bit of movement to his right. Got it. And Dustin Johnson has also made 2 birdies and an eagle at the 18th. So, and now tied with Rose, and Rose struggling back at 14. This could get very interesting.
Remember DJ, the #1 seed a couple of years ago? Gary, you saw McIlroy take the FedEx Cup away from him?
He sure did. Who knows? He may get it back here unexpectedly.
Hardly even mentioned his name till the last little bit.
Well, he's kind of been just kind of looming among the Tiger Woods Justin Rose scenario that has remained intact, but we'll see.
Stanley now has rid himself of the plastic.
Chopping down this one. Sounds like nice contact and running towards the hole.
Well, it's reasonable from there. I believe Justin Rose has got a much more difficult lie. You can see him making a big out-to-end swing here. Play this like a bunker shot, just flop it out.
Oh, this is really good.
Oh, it's a wonderful shot. Wonderful shot, but that'll be a bogey if he can manage that. And that will leave Dustin Johnson in third on his own. A lot of, well, the plot thickens here towards the end.
Yeah, Rose is stirring that plot and
yep, and Dustin Johnson is churning it a little bit as well as he takes aim for that big driver at the par 5 18th down the hill to the left.
Very important tee shot for him. If he can get it in the short grass.
Looks like he likes it.
There you go. Oh, that's way down there.
Takes it down the slope.
Well over 300 yards.
So it's go mode for DJ.
Back at the 14th now, Kyle Stanley.
A little bit down the hill with right to left and helping grain. He's going to have to air this one out to the right and let the slope bring it towards the hole.
Yeah, it's tough to make these. So much curl in them. Yeah, nicely done.
Was it Dasani up and in?
Yeah.
Call it a recyclable.
Recyclable, yeah. So this for a bogey for Rose.
And David, Justin's gotten away with a few tee shots today. He's gotten a couple of good breaks. It finally all caught up with him here today on the 14th. This now for his 5, and really not feeling it with his full swing.
Safely in. The team moves now into a 3-way tie for 4th. Whatever that means. It's getting complicated. Now Rory in the right-hand rough here. This is a rotten spot. The flag on the right.
Sitting down, David, 224. You have to take a mighty lash at this. Caught some trees, knocked it down.
Again.
It's well short of the green, right at the bunker, but some 50, 60 yards short of the green.
Ooh, that's ugly right there. That's where you don't want it. A fantastic tee shot here from Tiger.
He's on the only part of the fairway that's level. It's right on the top of a little hill here. 215 left, 6-iron. Trying to play that high cut. Wow, what a pretty shot. What a pretty golf shot.
Just beautiful. Putting on a clinic here. With the lead, this is what you want to do. We'll go down to Steve Sands.
All right, David, thank you. Lots going on with the FedEx Cup title on the line. Tiger Woods looks like he's in full control, 13 under par with a 5-shot lead. But if Dustin Johnson, who just birdied 17, happens to get ahead of Billy Horschel on the par 5 18th and finishes in a solo second, he has an opportunity to win the FedEx Cup. But currently, just like we talked about at the very beginning of the day, Justin Rose had a 3-shot cushion with a chance to win the FedEx Cup with Tiger Woods winning the Tour Championship. That cushion is now down to just 1 after that bogey by Justin Rose. However, right now in a tie for 4th with Webb Simpson and Hideki Matsuyama at 6 under par, if you projected it out currently, Tiger Woods would finish 2nd. Justin Rose would be the FedEx Cup champion, but that margin is really getting slim as we get later in the day here in the final round at East Lake. It is a lot of fun to watch what's happening at the top with that man, Tiger Woods, and also with what's going on with the FedEx Cup title. And by the way, Tiger Woods still has a chance to win both. It just depends on what Dustin and Justin do coming down the stretch.
Steve Sands coming out with his A-game firing here in this final points format as it changes next
Not easy to
season.
do, too.
Great job, Steve, as Billy Horschel takes aim at 17.
Yeah, after a beautiful drive, just 105 yards, second shot. Accessible hole location, spins it back, and he'll have a good look at yet another birdie. Go to 18.
And here is Xander Schauffele, the defending champion of the Tour Championship, who had that dramatic win last year and shared the stage with Justin Thomas. On his way to PGA Tour Rookie of the Year honors. An incredible year for him. At one point, he was kind of in the mix for a Ryder Cup captain's pick. But you are going to hear the name Xander Schauffele a lot down the road. And a big shot now for Justin Rose over at the 15th.
Needs to start hitting in the fairway is what he needs.
226 here, and this is as visually intimidating as a golf shot can possibly get, especially with $10 million on the line. Justin going with 6-iron.
Four tee shots in the water so far today, and total of 11 for the week. .226 yards, and that's a long par 3 with water everywhere.
Seems forever over that water. He's safely aboard.
Those are tough shots. I mean, that's a lot of pressure trying to hit it in that little spot there from that distance. So that was an important one for Mr. Rose.
As we head back to 18, and a big shot for Dustin Johnson.
With this old eagle birdie, and he doesn't like it. Might be leaking right.
Okay, that's a good thing. It kind of rolled down to the bunker.
I think it got to the bottom all right.
Well, this is Rory and his 4th shot. Couldn't get it on the green.
And the green working away from him from here.
Yeah.
Should have enough green to work with, though.
Yeah, beautiful play. That'll be a bogey. He's just had a horrible day. 17.
Billy Horschel trying to get to 9 under with the reachable par 5 left to play. Speedy John down the hill, and it'll move a little left. Nope. Always left.
He is grinding. I mean, he's really motivated here to give himself the best shot. But they could have made that putt, that's for sure.
Over at 14.
And a good chance here, Roger.
Yeah, and as Johnny and I talked about in the last green, leaving in the right spot. I mean, I don't see a lot of break in this putt at all. It's pretty much up the fall line. You might try to turn a little left, but this is right where you'd want to putt from.
Yeah, he has turned in a performance this week of, you know, a technical performance that is just amazing. Leaving the ball below the hole, hitting the right parts of the fairway. It's been impressive from start to finish.
Yeah, he literally has, David, turned back the clock. I mean, this is the old Tiger.
Yeah, his game looks really solid. Only bad break, it's not early April, and he had all the 4 majors sitting in front of him the way he's playing, because probably could get it 1 or 2 of them the way he's playing. But there's always next year.
A little over 20 feet. This to go 7 in front. You'd have to say that was a good effort. So it is 6 with 4 holes to play. Beg your pardon, 5 with 4 holes to play.
And Tiger takes that walk over to that long par 3. And we go to 18, where Dustin Johnson is looking over his 3rd shot. And if he's able to get this up and down and get a birdie, he would be projected into the top spot momentarily again, because you still got Billy Horschel out there. And also depending on what Justin Rose does, and Rose is on the green over at the 15th with 4 holes left to play. So again, this would be a temporary spot, but it would be a great way to finish for Dustin Johnson, who had it snatched away from him a couple of years ago.
I think he's just fine, just barely okay with the backswing and a flat stance, and just pick the club up and lay it down into the sand 2 inches behind the ball and put a little bit of a chunk and run on it.
Kind of like that.
Well, there's a little run. Leaves himself underneath the hole. Well played.
So you never know, but could that end up being
this putt,
a $10 million putt?
I don't think he knows that, though, right?
I wouldn't want to know. Just get it in there, take your chances, and let the chips fall. High above the water, and that peninsula green at the 15th. One of the first peninsula greens in the United States, surrounded there by East Lake. And Justin Rose has landed safely aboard, Bones.
I'll tell you, I'll give him an A+ for that effort there, after having a very tough previous hole there on 14. To step up on this tee and hit a quality 6-iron like that says a lot about this guy's character and backbone. And to be honest, right now, he's got a putt right now that's makeable. It's not one that you have to worry about it getting away from you. It's right to left grain, a little bit hurting and a little bit up the hill. So you can be bold with this one and give it a shot for a 2.
Yeah, earlier, as you look at Tiger, waiting to see what Rose does ahead of him, Rose described, this being a good distraction. Just try to win the Tour Championship and then just see what happens with the whole FedEx Cup thing. Well, right now he's out of the Tour Championship, and you got to believe, Bones, that he's thinking, I've got a chance at this $10 million. I've still got a chance at the FedEx Cup. So all of the pressure is solely on that endeavor now.
Absolutely.
You don't want to come out of this empty-handed of both.
He's already, part of him kicking himself for being 3 over at this point for the day.
So that'll be a 3, which is a very good score at 15 for sure. And he'll stay at 6 under and in a tie for 4th.
Look at these Rose stats, folks. 8 for 15 in greens in regulation, and 3 out of 12 fairways he's hit. That is not Rose golf.
And with all this attention on this final Sunday in his very first tournament as the world #1, you know he wanted to fare better on this final day, but he's still in the running for the big cup and the big check. Dustin Johnson is in the running for the big cup has to finish at worst in a three-way tie for second to have a chance. Third would not be enough, no matter how far Rose were to fall on the leaderboard. So how big will this putt eventually be?
Not a hard putt. It has just a little bit of break to the left. Probably outside right, though. So, I mean, it's not a gimme, that's for sure.
For birdie to get into a tie for second.
Wow. Wow.
We'll see if that ends up being the difference. So a par for Dustin at 18, and now the big shot we've been talking all day about for Tiger.
Last super critical shot he's got to hit, you would think. 6-iron.
This will show you something, folks, if he can pull this shot off. Looks pretty good.
Peeling a little right and just barely stays up.
Well, I thought it was inside on the right edge of the green, but that didn't make it by about a foot. He's got to be one happy guy right now.
Look how close that is. That was peeling right. Didn't hit it as solid as he's been hitting all of his other shots today, Johnny. It's that close.
Man. Yeah, that was a good break.
All right, over to 16.
Justin Rose on the tee with a driver. Waiting for what's going on back at 15. John, you talked about his struggles today. Coming into this round today, he was #1 in the field, greens in regulation, and #2 in fairways hit. So just an off day for Justin Rose from tee to green.
3 out of 12 fairways. That is like nuts, Peter, for him. That's not the way he plays.
Nope.
Trying to hit
This off the left side, it's another double cross going into the gallery left.
I mean, that is really bad shot. Really a bad shot.
Hit, drop down, and looks to be directly behind the tree.
That went way back, I think.
Yeah, it did. It came down and back, and you can see them all running over. There it is. Let's go back to 15.
It's one of those hot spots on the course with that 3-story huge hospitality building to the left where they can let Tiger hear it. Another structure behind the green here at 15 where he just barely hung on.
They just want to see Tiger up close. That's what they've been waiting for all day. A lot of these people have been here before the golfers were even on the first tee.
You go to the practice tee. I've been over to the practice tee every day before we've gone on air. And they wait for him an hour ahead of time to come to the practice area just so they can get a position to take the cell phones out and get their video.
In the hopes that he might touch their hands as he walks by.
There's that big structure to the left of the green at 15.
You know, when it was in the air, it didn't look too bad, the shot. But it not only is it right, it is way short. So he must have mishit it. He gave a little acknowledgement. That was nice. Shot lead, not in the water. That's a good combo, Dan.
He never imagined in a million years that he would take that walk again and hear that kind of crowd. With the shape he was in. Music to his ears. 18, Horschel, big shot for him. Solo second, 8 under.
And he seems to like it. He's posing perfect balance. And That's why. Very fine shot. That's a makeable putt right there.
Horschel could really solidify his second position there. Raj, that was a little bit too close for comfort if you're Tiger, huh?
I think his heart had to be in his throat with that ball in the air. But now, okay, the lie's pretty good and a lot of green to work with. So, you know, the first mission of that shot, Johnny, was to get the ball on ground.
Remember yesterday he said he hit it a little bit thin. He hit it a groove down or so on the same hole. He thought it had to get up, and it ran up there decently close to the hole. And that must have been something like that again, where he hit it a little thin and to the right. Well, not only is he #1 in putting, he's #1 in scrambling this week. 16 out of 21, 76%. So he knows how to play out of this Bermuda rough. He's got a lot of it in his backyard.
So a lot left for par, and a lot still on the line here in the FedEx Cup battle.
Justin Rose just chipping out from behind the tree, trying to put it back in the fairway. It's a decent hole location back left, so he's got a shot there. Let's go down and join Steve Sands.
All right, Peter, the FedEx Cup still moving along. Dustin Johnson's miss at 18 with that birdie was enormous because that pretty much knocks him out of it. And take a look at this scenario. Justin Rose, left of 16, as Peter just mentioned, having to chip it out there. So he's going to have a tough spot to make par. If he happens to make bogey at 16, he would drop down to 5 under par into that four-way tie for 6th. Go back to the top of the leaderboard. Tiger Woods with Dustin Johnson not making that putt and Rose dropping down. Take a look at the projected FedEx Cup standings. Tiger Woods not only would be the Tour champion, but he would also win the FedEx Cup for the 3rd time. Amazing scenarios taking place right now out on the golf course, but right now that man is not only in control of the Tour Championship, but perhaps could win the FedEx Cup title for a 3rd time.
What a way that would be to signal you're back. Just take it all at Eastlake.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a par putt here, Raj.
Yeah, up the hill here, about 7 feet, just over 7 feet. I think it's a left center-ish putt.
This is an amazing day, Roger. You would have thought that the players that were at the top, besides Tiger, would have so much trouble. People who were #1 and 2 in the FedEx position. DeChambeau didn't do it. He did this week. He's had a great chance to win it all as far as the FedEx. So this is pretty cool for Tiger Woods. They'd be in this position. He can make this putt and finish maybe 1 under from there on in.
And you have to give kudos to Eastlake too, Johnny. I mean, it has really put up a good defense. It has been prepared perfectly and really given these guys a test.
Yep. It's old-fashioned narrow fairways and tough rough.
I think they almost pushed just a little.
Second bogey in this back 9, falls to 12 under, and a big shot over at 16.
This is his 3rd, and that's an accessible hole location.
143 on a good-looking line, just a little right of the hole.
All right, underneath the hole, got a chance. Cannot see the putting surface from that from the fairway. All you can do is react to what the crowd does. Let's go to 18.
And Woods dropping a shot. Billy Horschel for eagle to get to 10 under.
26 feet.
Within a couple.
Just, I think he misread it. It went right, he said. That's a grain going.
So birdie for Horschel, the 2014 FedEx Cup champion, and really solidifying his spot and at least that second position. So Tiger's lead with that bogey, 3 clear of Horschel.
And back at 16, McIlroy on the tee with a 3-wood.
Good place for him to fit his draw in here. His driving has not been good today.
And that does find the left rough. We hit driver here a couple of times earlier in the week and just pounded it way up the hill.
Tiger even par for the day. Rory +5.
Big challenge here. Roger made par on Thursday, made double on Friday, and made an up and down bogey yesterday. He's 3 over on 16, 16 under on every other hole.
And he's got the 3-wood as well, Peter.
15 under on every other hole.
That's going up the left. This is going to be a little too far left, I believe.
That ball buried. It's the 4th toughest hole all week long, and really the last challenge between Tiger and the house.
All right, we're coming down to the wire here. You see Justin Rose there through 15 at 6 under is going to have to play the last 3 holes here in even par to win it. And he's got a par putt right now at 16, but that 6 under position right now with Dustin Johnson in, Billy Horschel in, and again that's for the FedEx Cup title. So if you just joined us, we've got the other competition happening here of epic proportions with Tiger Woods with a 3-shot lead trying to pick up his 80th PGA Tour win in his first in 5+ years. Now here's the huge par putt for Rose at 16.
I don't think there's much movement on this putt, Dan. Bones, you're right there.
I agree with you, Peter. I think, you know, certainly Justin couldn't have left himself a better 15-footer for his 4 here. This is one he can take a swing at. I think if it lost its speed somehow, it could turn a little left. But as you say, it shouldn't have much movement with the right pace.
To be pushed right off the blade. So Rose drops another shot.
And so he's going to have to pick up a shot somewhere here, Jake, at 17 and 18 to complete that even par scenario in the last few holes, because right now he is not projected at the top. That guy is.
He's got an opportunity at 18, reachable par 5, but Tiger seems to be well in control, 3 ahead, but he's got a bad lie there in the rough at the par 4 16th.
And hours ago, we talked about the scenario for Tiger Woods to win it all, take the FedEx Cup. First of all, needed to take business and win the Tour Championship. DeChambeau, you can check that one off. He's 19th. We'll go right to Justin Rose, 3-way tie for 5th or worse. He's tied for 6th right now, so that was the missing check mark a while ago. And you can check off the rest of them. Finau, Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, Keegan Bradley, all check marks for Tiger Woods, as Dustin Johnson, who needed to get in that 3-way tie for 2nd or worse, is currently in 3rd. So it is all unfolding Tiger Woods' way. But he does have some problems over at 16.
He does. Left rough here and blocked out by trees immediately ahead of him. So this time, just taking the sand wedge, going to bump it up the fairway here, give himself an angle and a nice yardage for his 3rd.
Yeah, that's what he said he should have done back on Friday. He tried to get too much out of that when he was behind the tree and in the rough. Smart move right there. 3 ahead.
This course is taking its toll, isn't it, with if you hit it in the rough.
Yeah, as he said, this is just a straightforward golf course. Pretty simple. Put it in the fairway, you can attack. Put it in the rough, you're playing defense. See what McIlroy's got.
And a little further up, a little right of where Tiger's was. He looks like he's taking a pop at the green now, 165. But I would think the right side of the green. It's a big knuckleball here, just sunk out of the air. One of the ones that didn't stay aloft, John.
Yep, this rough is tough. You can't put any spin on it most of the time.
The ball just knuckled. You could see it reach its apex and then dive down. But what a story this guy is. He called himself, earlier this year, he called himself a walking miracle. And that is the projected standings right now. Justin Rose playing 17. He's got a birdie chance at 18. It's a reachable par 5, but saying Tiger calls himself a walking miracle. He doesn't know anyone who's had lower back fusion that can swing the club as fast as I can. He's gone from a guy who could barely walk, could barely sit, completely in pain, now swinging a club pain-free and with a lot of speed. So I would call that a miracle.
We should give those doctors a little credit. They finally got it right.
92. Just to notice, 12 over this, so it's deep. You're playing over this. 80, 92. You got it.
Thing just spins another foot. That's going to come back to about 4 feet. Can't see the green. All he can do is react to how the crowd reacts. Just take a look. It lands in the long stuff, and it's got a lot of spin, and you can see it try to get back. Just that close. Let's go to 17.
Justin Rose, who needs to play the last 2 holes in 1 under par to win the FedEx Cup. Starts right here off the tee. If you can hit the fairway at this par 4, it becomes a birdie hole. It'll be a short iron in. And finally, go back to 16.
McIlroy from the bunker.
Deep bunker, but plenty of green to work with here.
Does he do it? He likes this hole. Back in 2016, he holed it from the fairway. He was 3 back, finished eagle, par, birdie to get into a playoff, which he won on the 4th extra hole. So it should be just a tap-in par for Rory. Surprising, Rory just hasn't played well today. He was coming into the tournament hitting it so perfectly. But this man right here, he commands your attention. He seems to suck all the air out of the pairing. All eyes are on Tiger Woods almost all the time, and especially with the kind of golf he's playing here this week. Roger, this is a downhiller, and this is quick.
It is coming out of the fringe. You just hope it doesn't bobble a little bit coming out of there, but it's the kind of putt you just drip onto the green, and if you can get it on the right line, he's got a hot shot at holding this.
I think there's probably just a little movement to the left, but again, it all depends on how it hops out of the fringe.
In the hole!
It was trying. All right. Now the lead is down to 2. Tiger goes to 17, and so do we.
Here Justin Rose gets ready with his second
Everybody
shot.
be nice and quiet, please, folks. Can hear the whispering. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Justin Rose needs to play the final 2 holes in 1 under par. If he can do it, he can claim the FedEx Cup.
Good contact. Good line.
Yeah, he's had trouble controlling his distance with his wedges, though. Same thing back at 12. That's a good 25 feet past the hole. He's a fast right to left breaking putt. And Kyle Stanley playing alongside Rose.
Just a gap wedge for Kyle here, and watching him play this much golf today, it makes you realize how important and how close Kyle is to really breaking through on a big level. If he can just save a few more shots around the greens, he can play on a really big stage.
Yeah, certainly not his best. Okay, but looking for something closer to the hole than that. Now Justin Rose marching up toward the green. It has been a struggle all day long. Came into the final round here, John, #1 in the field in strokes gained tee to green, and that was just the 4th fairway he's hit today, and just the 9th green.
And he's still got a chance to
Yeah,
win
and he's
the
still got a
FedEx.
chance. That's exactly right. That's the amazing thing.
Well, you got to give him credit for, you know, what he did in the playoffs. You know, the 2 seconds, the last 2 events, and you know what he's done. So, you know, he earned it.
Back to the tee, McIlroy.
This out to the right. Trying to come back.
No, not going to do it. It's going to be deep into the trees and virtually impossible to hit the green from over there.
It's hard to believe that didn't bounce into somebody in the stop. It just kept going right through the massive gallery.
Okay, Tiger next has managed to hit this fairway each of the first 3 rounds.
Oh, and he'd love to one more time.
Yes, sure he would. Well, looked like the right foot slipped again a little bit, John. That's left.
Yeah, he's done that a few times.
Yes, he has, and be interesting to see what kind of lie he draws. There's some trees over there as well, left of the fairway.
It's not what he wants to see happen right now.
Well, let's take a look at his right foot. He mentioned it after yesterday that it slipped backwards a couple of times. That one wasn't quite as bad, but still not what we're used to seeing all the time. Kind of that little drag back motion. He said he couldn't understand it yesterday. Was going to go look at some video and see if he could figure something out. And the 2-shot lead. This is getting a little more interesting than I'm sure Tiger would like it to be. And up at the green, Kyle Stanley for birdie.
And Justin Rose, a very interested spectator, watching how this ball rolls out and turns to the left.
Well, it should be no mystery now for Justin Rose.
That's exactly right, Gary. Not overly fast this late in the day. It's got the cloud covers come over the golf course. It's not as sunny, so the greens lose a little bit of their speed. But just turning right to left the entire way with the grain.
He's only made one birdie the entire day, and that was all the way back on the 8th.
Got a par 5 coming up, Gary, but this would be a heck of an insurance policy.
And this guy's got 10 million reasons to take his time right now, that's for sure.
Go through that routine where he tucks the shirt under his left arm, trying to stay connected in the stroke. It's got to turn, needs to turn.
Wow.
So he will need to birdie the par 5 18th.
Let's keep in mind Tiger's position too.
Yes. You had a chance to look at Tiger's lie, Roger?
I have, and it's I don't know if it's a divot that's over here left of the bunkers and all grown in around it, but it's in deep. It's not a good lie. He's got some issues with trees ahead. He can play at the right side of the green, but I don't know how he's going to get any spin on this shot.
Well, we've seen 13 players play from this left rough throughout this entire championship. Only 2 have been able to hit the green.
Doesn't want to bogey this hole.
No.
I mean, look, it's too darn tight for him. Not that he's going to bogey the last, but there's been no bogeys on 18 today.
Looks like Rory will play first.
These two balls nowhere near each other, obviously.
Full wedge between the two.
To the right here, and he's got to have some tree issues from over in here, but I have not been there to see it.
It looks like he's trying to hit some kind of hook with a wedge, Roger. Aiming well to the right of a tree in front of him.
Come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Get on, get on. Go.
Front bunker and buried, it looked like, on the upslope of the bunker.
Okay, Tiger ready, just 113 yards.
Yeah, he's taking a big whack at it, launched it way up in the air. It's going to be long, but he's giving himself room.
A lot will depend on the lie. We'll have to pitch it onto the downslope. And we'll move up to 18.
And Justin Rose off of this par 5 where he needs birdie to put it away.
Wants to hit it right where that club head is now. Just right of the trees. The tee shot is key here. If you're going to make sort of an easy birdie, you need a good drive in the fairway. Just right there. I mean, he just hit a shot of the day.
Boy,
for
this
him.
looks good here, guys.
That was the shot of the day for him because he hasn't hit too many good ones off the tee, and that's going to go way down there.
Way down there.
In fact, that was a monster drive, and it's sitting in a hole.
I don't think anybody's gotten down there.
That is like, maybe he gave himself a kick in the rear, you know, saying, come on.
Well, he birdies this hole. He wins the FedEx Cup, and there are 3 players that are alive for the FedEx Cup title. And they are Justin Rose, who birdies 18. He wins it. Billy Horschel would have to win the Tour Championship. And again, Tiger Woods is up there to clear. So if Horschel wins the Tour Championship, he wins the FedEx Cup title. So he's not going anywhere. And even if Rose makes birdie, so food for thought.
Right here at 17, McIlroy with his third. Fortunate that the ball was actually on the upslope buried.
It's a good shot.
Yep. Get it up in the air and actually get it to stop. Okay, Roger, have you had a chance to look at Tiger's lie?
Well, he's out in an area where the gallery has stood, and it's brown. It's been trampled down. It doesn't look like a particularly good lie to me, but I think he can get the club under the ball. He has green to work with. Green runs away from him, but I think there's room here to play the shot.
Put their camera away. Please put the camera away. Guys, I just asked for no cameras. Put them down. Oh.
Obviously disturbed by clicking of the camera.
Just don't take any.
What did Rory McIlroy once say, Gary, that playing in this type of environment is like 2 or 3 shots penalty?
Yeah. Trickle down there. Okay, good shot, but certainly not a gimme yet. So McIlroy trying to make his par. Roger, I don't think any of us saw this kind of round coming for McIlroy today. What's he got to do to get something done in the final round? Make more putts like that, obviously, and certainly his driving today has not been good.
Well, that's his main weapon, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it just totally failed him today. It's 3.5 feet, but there is some break to the left in it.
Okay, so Tiger Woods goes to the 18th tee with a 2-shot lead. And a big sigh of relief.
So is Tiger Woods 1 hole away from putting this away? Is he 1 hole away from putting it all away? We're about to find out. It'll have so much to do with what Justin Rose does ahead of him. And there's Rose's lie as it trickled and ran out of fairway bones. What kind of a lie is it?
Unbelievably tough break for Justin here. One of the best drives I've ever seen the guy hit, and it obviously went through the fairway to this point and is sitting down a little in the rough. It's not horrendous, but it's not good either. He's got 214 total, but more importantly, 201 front edge. He's got 7-iron in his hands. He's going to be just looking to have this ball land 5 to 10 yards short and scamper on towards the front of the green.
Trickles on.
There is a good bounce after a 361-yard drive, the longest of the whole week. I don't know where that came from. He's a long hitter, but he isn't that long.
That could be a $10 million bounce.
I mean, look at this right here. You'd think that would kick back to the right and somehow went forward like it with that side hill and he can't believe it. That bounced straight.
And boy, is he in great shape now. And he'll be Tiger Woods' biggest fan, because if Tiger Woods wins the Tour Championship and Justin Rose 2 putts, he will win the FedEx Cup title. It's as simple as that. Man, so he just needs Tiger to bring it home. He needs a 2-putt here, and we'd have Tiger as the Tour Championship winner and world #1 as the FedEx Cup champion.
That was quite the series of events right there after that unbelievable 361-yard drive, and then that second shot looked like a kick right in the bunker.
Somehow it got over. McIlroy up on top of the hill before Tiger.
Well, that one might be in the lake. So long.
It's left.
That's really good. It's right down where Rose hit it. I mean, but in a perfect spot.
Yep. Okay, so one more good tee shot by Tiger Woods, and he'll be one step closer to wrapping up this incredible comeback.
As I said earlier, not a bogey on 18. He's playing at 4.5 average, so Tiger is feeling good hitting the driver. Could hit 3-wood, but he's in a good spot with a 2-shot lead. Really good spot. Aiming down the right there. I guess he's going to play a draw.
Beauty. Position A.
Yeah, that's a beauty. That was down there also.
That rolls out. Tiger, big smile on his face as he heads down the hill with a 2-shot lead over Horschel.
That was a clutch tee shot by Tiger. Look at Rory saying, hey, that was pretty good. That's a great moment in golf right here with the comeback. Everybody was hoping after all the close calls this year, Tiger had about 6 of them, 4 on the back 9 on Sunday, that he didn't win, where he had a chance. And finally now, put it all together thanks to good driving, good iron shots, really good #1 around the greens and #1 on the greens. That's what's done it for him.
All right, so the FedEx Cup still to be decided, but up ahead is Justin Rose with a chance to put it away. And by the numbers, look at all the strokes played on the PGA Tour season, in this wraparound season. And this is up to date in all the official stroke play events, more than 1.2 million shots. Tiger had no idea if he was going to be a part of this season or any in the future. And he just could be the man that wins a Tour Championship. Outside chance now of taking the FedEx Cup title because of that incredible second shot by Justin Rose. It got over the bunker at the par 5 18th. So in the end, it might be appropriate that Tiger Woods would signal his comeback, win the Tour Championship, and that guy right there who ascended to Tiger's former spot as the #1 player in the world would take it all. $10 million in the FedEx Cup title, and add it to his Olympic gold resume, major resume.
What a great gallery.
Look at him swarm down the hill. Part of history. And remember how Justin Rose was telling us in Boston how much a FedEx Cup title would mean. One of the few things he had not accomplished, and you never know when you're going to get in this position again. And as he lines up this eagle putt, he hears the roars of Tiger up the hill. And you wonder if he knows exactly what's at stake here. Probably not.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question, but I bit my lip because I wasn't sure that Rose knew exactly the 2-putt would do it.
Yeah, Justin's caddy checked in with me on the last green, and I let him know they need to play the last 2 holes in 1 under to get where they wanted to go.
So he knows what this means. 2 putts.
30 feet, breaking a little left. It's got great speed.
And that should do it.
Great speed. That's a terrific birdie right there.
Just as long as Tiger Woods makes it down the hill and wins the Tour Championship, that's going to be your FedEx Cup champion.
It's amazing all the tough shots that he hit today, and he hung in there. And he's he's really pumped. He knows that did it right
he
there.
Would be only the 2nd world #1 to win the FedEx Cup. The guy up behind him, Tiger Woods, in 2007 and 2009. A little wink of the eye, and Justin Rose letting it sink in as what he has accomplished, something he's never done in his career. His caddy, Mark Fulcher, such a big part of the success. It's not official yet. It's the projected standings, but as long as Tiger puts this away, he will be the winner of the FedEx Cup title.
Man, that's exciting because he went through a little bit of hell to get to heaven there.
He'd be the 3rd European to win the FedEx Cup in the last 6 years. Rory a couple of years ago. Justin Rose just a matter of time here before he wraps it up officially. Kyle Stanley finishing out. That was a birdie attempt for Kyle. Not exactly his day as he comes in with a +3 round of 73, playing in the 2nd to last group with all that hoopla surrounding Rose. Look at the look on Justin Rose's face. You talked about that Olympic gold for a long, long time. Of course, after he won the U.S. Open at Marion in 2013 with that incredible shot up the hill in the 72nd hole. This is a whole different kind of feeling, isn't it? This rewards sustained season-long excellence. And for a guy that has racked up all of these top 10s around the world.
Sorry, guys. I know who you're in for.
Justin's kids, team effort, family effort. His wife Kate. And now the stage is cleared for Tiger to finish this off. Second shot.
Got a 5-iron from 227 yards. Would love to put this on the green and make it a great walk.
Not a bad spot, really. Not where he wanted to hit it, but it's not a bad spot.
There's a 2-shot cushion over Horschel. And it is a par 5, and now Rory steps in after another monster hit.
That's from 215. I thought he hit the drive left, but he hit it so far that it was fine. This one way right of the hole. Hope it carries the bunker.
Not bad at all.
So Tiger comes down to this huge throng which lines the 18th green at East Lake. And thousands behind him come down the hill. And you'd have to think this whole process, I mean, it has been a winding journey of a process. You can't help but think that he's thinking about his dad, you know, because he was a young golfer. His dad always emphasized step by step. He never went to the next level before he was ready to go. And it's been kind of a mirror type of thing with this whole process after all the surgeries coming back, step by step.
It's exciting. It's a lot like the Open Championship where they let the gallery converge on the 72nd hole and walk up with the players, and you have to walk through a lot of the gallery. Nothing like it in sports, really.
And have we ever seen anything like this in golf? Well, look at this scene. Ben Hogan, probably the most famous comeback in golf, if not in sports. But I'll tell you what, today you couldn't tell this huge throng that this comeback isn't almost as special.
Tiger, I think, is getting a kick out of this. He really is. Like, wow, this is something I've never seen. Look at the amount of people.
Welcome back, Tiger, to the Tour Championship.
I would say he's fairly popular right now.
That is a little reminiscent of that first major win back in '97 when he emerged from the crowd after that 12-shot win to wrap up his first major championship. When he had that kind of effect on the crowd and that kind of effect on the world of golf. It is a totally different era, but it is the same kind of powerful, magical feeling that only that guy can produce.
Yep. Well, he's still got to hit some kind of decent sand shot, and one putt or two putt, but not easy to concentrate right now.
Suddenly the Ryder Cup is broken out here.
Good shot. Just where you want to leave it, again underneath the hole. Little right to lefter.
And that'll really put it away.
Yeah, he's starting to get like, hey, I think it is done. It is done.
1,876 days since that last PGA Tour win in August of 2013.
This is something.
You think the world of golf wasn't ready for Tiger's comeback? Just so improbable. Talked about the back surgeries, but you realize that just 16 years ago his life had been spiraling out of control. To be at this point as McIlroy strokes this for eagle.
Yeah, it's a well-played hole, but that's sort of the way the whole day went, almost.
So a disappointing 74 for Rory McIlroy, which matches his highest final round of the year since the Masters, when he was also trailing by just 3 going into the final round of a chance for that first green jacket. So the stage is cleared for Tiger Woods. One last birdie at East Lake, and just seconds away from pulling off the most improbable comeback in sports history.
And he wants this putt to go in. He wants the people to go crazy.
No matter, the tap in for Tiger. We thought we'd never see it, and I don't believe he thought either. Tour Championship winner, Tiger Woods, a winner again, number 80. next scene around the 18th as we send you down to Steve Sands.
Dan, thank you. Tiger, congratulations. What did you prove to yourself today?
I don't know, but it was just a grind out there. I loved every bit of it, and the fight and the grind and the tough conditions, and just have to suck it up and hit shots, and loved every bit of it.
You've been through an awful lot since your last victory on the PGA Tour in 2013. What gave you the belief that you would be here today with win number 80?
Well, depends when you ask me. Beginning of the year, certainly that was a tall order, but as the year progressed and I proved that I could play, and I found a swing and put pieces together, I knew I could do it again.
You have made some incredible walks in this sport. Never seen anything like this in all the years we've been together, here at Eastlake especially. What was it like coming up 18? What is it like now hearing all these people chant your name?
I mean, I was having a hard time not crying coming up last hole, you know, but I said, hey, you know what, I could still blade this thing out of bounds. So let's just suck it up and just hit some shots here. And once I got the ball on the green, then I gave Joey a high five because it was done. I can handle that from there.
It's been a long time since we've said this. Congratulations, Tiger.
Thanks, Hansie.
Dan, let's go back to you.
It's going to take a while for this to fully soak in. It's an incredible scene, and of all the wins, 80 in total now. Girlfriend Erica, and there are going to be a lot of hugs. Here's Mark Steinberg, his agent. And I'm talking with Tiger last night. His kids are not here. They were at the Open in Scotland at Carnoustie when he came very, very close. Charlie and Sam, and Tiger told me last night it was a great hug with them, but he said if he was able to win this Tour Championship, he can't wait for the hug. As his kids mostly have seen his exploits on YouTube, and some of his fellow players who know what he's been through. DeChambeau down there. There's Justin Rose and the Tour champion and a FedEx Cup champion embrace. Wow, what an ending to this PGA Tour season. We saw something that, quite frankly, most people thought we would never see again as soon as 16 months ago, when his life hit rock bottom and Tiger Woods battled back, came out of the bottom of the heap and rose to the top in style at the year's final event.
It's quite a show today. I was pretty sure that Tiger would win again in this last part of his career, but he's looking like it's not going to be win a couple more. I think it could be a lot more.
He fought so hard, and if he didn't win today, the pressure would build, and then the attention would go to next year. Okay, so now when are you going to win? He can go to the Ryder Cup knowing that he is back in the winner's circle with PGA Tour victory number 80. Nice embrace with Joey LaCava, who's waited for this moment as well. And we're back after this message and a word from your local station with the presentation as well to Tiger Woods and Justin Rose, FedEx Cup champion.
Welcome back to Eastlake. What a scene. On the 18th green, aerial coverage, we remind you, presented by Club Gloves, TRS Ballistic, #1 in professional golf, and the new standard in American-made luggage. And Ryder Cup next week, much of the golf world taking a break in its schedule, but the PGA Tour champions at the Pure Insurance Championship in Monterey. And that's, of course, at Pebble Beach, and the PGA Tour China at the Macau Championship in Macau, China. Tiger Woods, his 80th PGA Tour win, now just 2 behind the all-time record held by Sam Snead. The only difference is that Snead did it at age 47. Woods now at age 42, as we take a look at the top 5 in PGA Tour career wins, some of the great names, and certainly one of the great days in the game of golf. We head now down to Steve Sands.
All right, Jimmy, thank you. Alongside Peter Jacobson, what'd you make of what we just saw out there?
I got emotional, to be honest with you, coming watching Tiger, knowing how hard he's worked. I never thought we'd see this. Coming from a year ago where Tiger was just given permission to start chipping and putting again, I've had back surgery. I haven't had back fusion surgery, but knowing where Tiger was and where he is now, all my respect and admiration for how hard he's worked to get back to the winner's circle.
65 on Thursday, 68 on Friday. We have some highlights to pass along on Saturday in the third round. We're going to start at the first with a birdie, and what a statement he made here in round 3.
Whenever you play with a leader, and he was the co-leader coming into the third round, you don't really know if you're going to be protective, you want to be aggressive. He starts off with a great birdie at 1.
So he drives it into the bunker left at 7. He'd already birdied 5 of his first 6. He's trying for 6 out of 7. Look at this shot.
And this was a big shot. He hit a big high cut, trying to put it in the middle of the green, pulled it a bit, and take a look at what happened.
So Tiger well on his way, now in control in the lead all by himself. Now here's his second at the 12th.
I think his wedge play was more impressive than we've seen out of his career. Every time he hit a wedge, he just hit it within 5 or 6 feet, which made everything so much easier.
So a second 65 in 3 days. Now we go to the final round, his second at the first. Everybody was wondering what kind of start would he get off to. He blistered his drive.
Playing with a 3-shot lead again. Are you going to play cautiously or aggressively? And look at what he does at number 1.
He would go on and make the birdie putt, and Tiger suddenly was at 13 under par. Now his par save at the 4th. You talk about this all the time, Peter. The par saves are so huge when you're playing well.
Huge shot of adrenaline right here. Again, he's just trying to hit fairways and greens. He was going to make the pack come to him. He did not want to back up to them.
Let's go to the other side of the golf course now. His birdie putt at 13.
Yeah, this is just another fabulous shot underneath the hole, and he just seemed to walk these putts in, and they all went in the middle of the cup.
And there was a little bit of a wobble late in the back 9, but his third at 17 when the lead was only 2.
Yeah, he hit a bad drive, hit it over the green, but I think he handled the short pitches out of this Bermuda rough as well as anybody in the field.
So one of the big things going on towards this stretch, would Dustin Johnson win the FedEx Cup? Would Tiger win it? What about this man, his second at the 18th, Justin Rose?
Well, he gets a great break right there, but Justin Rose deserved it simply because of the year. So consistent, 2 wins, 10 top 10s.
So 2 putts to go down for $10 million and the FedEx Cup title. This is the eagle try, leaving no doubt.
And he knew it, because you'll see his reaction. He puts it up to about 5 inches, taps in. Kind of forgot where he was there. He didn't know if he was in anyone's line.
But he did know exactly where he stood when he was on that green. So Justin Rose wins the FedEx title, and now he's all excited, of course, and then the fans were all excited. Never seen anything like that at a PGA Tour event.
We see that at the Open Championship, but not on the PGA Tour, certainly not here at East Lake.
It was incredible. Tiger, look at him. Tap the shoe in the ground. You could see the emotion pouring out of him. You know how big this was for him. It's been a long, long drought. Win number 80 for Tiger Woods comes 5 years after his 79th, and he has been through an awful lot, Peter.
Yeah, he grabbed the bridge of his nose. I thought he might start crying there, but Rory gave him a big hug, and now he's thinking about the big picture and about how excited this day is.
All right, so Tiger wins the Tour Championship. That man, Justin Rose, wins the FedEx Cup title. Tiger comes in second, even though he won the trophy with the Tour Championship, and it was tight. Justin Rose had to 2-putt at the last. You talk about drama throughout the entire season. It is amazing how much the FedEx Cup title has now meant to these players and what it has drawn into the game.
Well, we heard Justin Rose say earlier this year that he's won the gold medal, he's won a major championship, but winning the FedEx Cup and putting that on his resume was so important to him. #1 goal coming into this year.
And if you're looking at consistency, Dustin Johnson has 3 wins. Justin Rose has a couple of wins. He just ascended to #1 in the official World Golf ranking with that Monday playoff loss at the BMW Championship to Keegan Bradley. He is a deserving champion, isn't he?
He is a deserving champion. You think about great sports stories this year. Brooks Koepka defending his U.S. Open title and coming back and winning 2 majors this year. Justin Rose with his consistency and winning the FedEx Cup. But you can't look past the comeback of Tiger Woods. An amazing thing we saw today.
It has been an amazing season, and it just got capped off. Dan Hicks had the call on the 18th with Johnny Miller. Dan, take it away down on the green.
I'm hearing the wrong chant.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Joined by my partner, Johnny Miller, on the far right. The FedEx Cup champion here, Justin Rose, on my right immediately. The commissioner of the PGA Tour, Jay Monahan. And the Tour Championship winner, Tiger Woods. Amazing journey for you, Tiger. We'll get some details and some comments from you in just a moment. But first, you've been waiting a long time to get presented another PGA Tour trophy. Number 80, the Calamity Jane replica here. And to do the honors, Jay Monahan. Jay?
Thank you, Dan. What a day for the greatest game on the planet. I want to first, yes, thank you. Want to first start off by recognizing our partners, Coca-Cola and Southern Company, as well as FedEx, and our hosts, Tom and Ann Cousins, who are sitting at their homes right now with huge smiles on their faces. I also want to recognize our passionate and growing fan base for a great week and a great season. Tiger, you entered this season with a lot of questions and a lot of uncertainty around your golf game. What did you do? You went out and you had a remarkable season, and in what can only be described as fitting, you came here to East Lake with the top 30 players from this season. You win our final event of the season. You're the 2018 Tour Championship winner, capturing your 80th PGA Tour win. It's my honor to present you with the Calamity Jane.
Did you want to put that in play today?
Oh my goodness, yeah. A little hingy stroke, yeah.
Tiger, the scene coming down this hill was something that was reminiscent when you first burst onto the scene all those years ago at the Masters in '97. What was it like for you coming down that hill just beyond knowing what was at stake and what you were about to do?
Well, I just didn't want to get run over. I can't run anymore, so just trying to stay ahead of it. But no, I still had some work to do, and I know I had a two-shot lead playing the last hole, and after I hit the ball in the bunker, it was like, okay, I left it in the correct spot. And then when I hit on the green, I can hang it in from there. So Joey and I gave a high five and start celebrating there, and then after Rory's tapping out, and all of a sudden it started hitting me that I was going to win the tournament. And I started tearing up a little bit, and the reason why I knelt down behind the ball, I said, I got to get back to work here. Come on, just finish this off. And I just can't believe I pulled this off after what the season's gone through, and it's been tough. I've had not so easy the last couple of years, and I've worked my way back, and I couldn't have done it without the help of everyone around me, and some of those close, like some of the players that I saw after on 18th green here. Some of them knew what I was struggling with, and it was really special to see them there, and it's just hard to believe I've won the Tour Championship.
Before we bring in Johnny Miller for a question, I want to ask you, we talked last night, and I said, what do you think your feelings will be if you're back in this winner's circle again? You said, I'll let you know tomorrow if I get it done. How emotional is this really for you?
It really is. Just to come down to where it came down to the last couple of holes, Billy put a little pressure on me at the end. I made a couple bogeys there, and all of a sudden that up and down at 17 was huge. And then I come down last hole. I didn't know that Rosie just won the FedEx Cup right ahead of me. I thought I still might have a chance here. Congrats, Rosie. The hell of a season, world number one. Rosie's obviously the best player in the world. He's been so consistent. The year he had, end of the season last year, beginning of this year, was phenomenal, and he's continued to build on it. You don't get to be world number one, overnight. It takes a while, and he's done that. Congratulations to Rosie and his entire family. That was pretty special.
And Tiger, congratulations to you. PGA Tour victory number 80. The FedEx Cup, we understand, has just made its way through the crowd. It's finally arrived. And the guy that will be putting his hands on it in just a few seconds, Justin Rose. So for the official presentation of the season-long FedEx Cup, back to Jay.
Winning on the PGA Tour is really difficult to do. Winning our season-long competition is the hardest thing to do. And Justin Rose, it's only fitting that the world's #1 player, the reigning Olympic gold medalist, a player that's won 9 times on the PGA Tour, and as Tiger just said, has had a remarkably consistent season, walks away today as the 2018 FedEx Cup champion. We're very proud of you, Justin.
Raise it up there, Justin. Show everybody the cup. Johnny's got a question for you.
Justin, you've played the best golf through all the last 12 months, 4 worldwide wins, world #1. But today, you had to hang in there. Wasn't your A game, was it?
No, Jay said that winning on the PGA Tour is tough. I think top 5, trying to finish top 5 is even harder. It was like a bit of a slow death, it felt like, out there for me today. It was definitely a totally different vibe. Obviously, I had a plan A today of trying to get out there and challenge Tiger and try to win the Tour Championship, but that wasn't to be, so plan B quickly came into the equation. And it was a fight for sure. And sorry to rain on the parade, guys. I know there was one guy that you were maybe rooting for here, but obviously, I would like to take this moment to congratulate Tiger. I think the world of golf just is really proud of you right now, and it's super excited about your game and also the way the game of golf is going. So many great young players. It's nice for us old guys to get a little moment in the sun. It's been about the young guys for so long, but it's fun for me to be here, and obviously team.
Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations on adding another great thing to the resume. Justin Rose, the FedEx Cup champion, and Tiger Woods, the Tour Championship winner for 2018. Next stop, the Ryder Cup. We'll see both of you guys there. What a day. And a reminder, if you missed any of today's action, you can get caught up on Golf Central on Golf Channel. And then our team heads to Paris for the Ryder Cup coverage beginning Friday and continuing through Sunday on Golf Channel and NBC. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, at your local news. And tonight, Tom Brady, another 40-something, and the Patriots take on the Lions on Sunday Night Football. For our entire crew here, Dan Hicks saying so long from Eastlake. Tiger wins number 80, and Justin Rose is the FedEx champion for 2018. So long, everyone.